Good morning and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. It's game week 2. It is the deadline stream. Of course, there will be team ratings. Of course, we're going to try and answer every single question that possibly comes in. And we'll probably make some silly decisions along the way. Or maybe we'll, inspire you to go and make some pretty decent decisions. I can already see we've got some channel members in the chat. A Turkey in a Bush, how you doing, mate? Joseph Rainbow, VJ's in here as well. Some absolute goats of the game, or of the channel, if you like, as well. It is quite early in the morning in the UK. It's around 8 o'clock in the morning. There are 3 hours up until the deadline. That does start at 11 o'clock. As you can hear from my voice, probably a little bit croaky, and I probably would get used to that because that's my morning voice. It doesn't really kick in till about an hour after I've kind of been up. So if I'm a little delirious, don't worry. It's just, slight morning. I'm not really a morning person, but who really is, to be honest. If you do have any questions, get them in the chat. Like I said, there will be team ratings as well at FPLTom_. If you want your team rating, go to my recent tweet, the one obviously of advertising this deadline. Leave it under there. And yeah, we'll get it reviewed at some point in today's stream. Let's have a look what early questions we've got in here. A Turkey in the Bush has said, start Kwanzaa or Kwanzaa. I'd start Kwanzaa. It looks like Kwanzaa isn't going to be featuring after Slot's quotes yesterday around his potential injury. So that one kind of clears that one up. Morning, Joe. How you doing, mate? You doing good? Hi, all from York. Nice. Someone says, I've reused my free hit for Haaland. Big. A lot of people using chips this week. Obviously, there's a poll going around in the chat whether or not you will be using your captain, triple captain, or some people are obviously using the free hit. And somehow, I managed to stop the stream on my laptop that helps me watch it back and make sure it's all still working. Give me a second, and I'll just sort that back out. Porro, Trent, Muniz, Robinson. Which three to start? I would probably go with Porro, Trent. Who's Crystal Palace got today? Who have Palace got today? Oh my days, what has this done? There we go, I can grab it now. It's like just on the edge of glory. Who have Crystal Palace got today? I need to get the fixtures up. Sorry, it is my morning brain just slowly starting to kick in. I have been awake for like 15 minutes, as you can probably tell. Not really a morning person, but my brain will kick in. Ooh, West Ham. We'll have a look at some clean sheet data to kind of decide that one, see which team is better off. But I probably would say Robinson has the better clean sheet data, so I would probably recommend going with him, to be honest, mate. No worries, man. Hope you're doing well. Lovely stuff. Golden goal up nice and early. He's just finished some training. I believe his stream starts around 8:45. Again, another absolute goat of the FPL content creation scene. So if you don't like my dulcet tones this morning, head over to his stream a little bit later on. Go and show him some love as well from me. Massively appreciated. Jamie's in the chat as well. Very good comment from Jamie. He says, let's hit that like button. Yes, indeed, guys. If you are new around the channel as well, we are trying to hit 7,000 subscribers by today. Like, we need about 50 people. It's very, very possible with this stream. It usually pops off. So, yeah, thank you very much. Morning, guys. Woke up thinking I've got a tough decision to have Barco, Kwanzaa, Anderson. Do I make the transfer or just pray that Anderson starts? I did some research on this because we had a lot of questions about it last night. In a lot of predicted lineups, he is not expected to start. So if you are a little bit unsure whether or not to take a risk, might be worth, maybe bringing in a 4 million defender, to be honest. Is Tom really going no Haaland this week? Yeah, let's showcase my team. There it is. This is how the team is looking. We've said this from day one. We are not going with Erling Haaland. I'm not going to make a transfer unless we get some like wild early team news. I'm not making a transfer. Start João Pedro or Nkunku. Oh, I think I'd go Nkunku. Like, I still expect him to play, just maybe around 60 minutes. But I mean, I think Brighton could beat United today. It always happens, so why not? Some people let me know it was West Ham. Thank you guys. Appreciate that one. Tom's voice is deeper than my bench. My voice isn't usually this deep. That's the thing. I just wake up with a really bad like morning voice. Like, my voice doesn't kick in till I've been speaking for about an hour, so it's always this deep. and then it sounds like I've never hit puberty. Like, that's kind of the two extremes I'm with. Golden Goal mocking my husky voice in the morning as well. Yeah, it's an interesting one in the morning, to be honest. No Haaland gang, rise up. Let's go for it. Why not go for a free hit and bank the transfer after? I mean, I could, but I think I'm going to use my free hit a little bit later on in the season for maybe a blank or a double. Obviously, double game weeks are going to be in short supply this year, and that is obviously one of the reasons that people are activating that triple captainship. I believe Golden Goal's got it active this week, if I'm not mistaken from seeing some of your videos this week, pal. He's going for Haaland, and obviously there's a lot of reason to do that. On paper, we only have, realistically, 34 and 36, I think, are the 2 weeks that have been identified as, like, confirmed we're going to have double game weeks. We're going to have very little blanks this season because originally, game week 29 was the same week that would be playing in the FA Cup quarter-final, where we'd have some teams in that, some teams playing the Premier League game. That no longer exists. They all just play in a different week, so it's never really going to be a problem for future game weeks. So we've lost one blank, we've lost teams doubling as well, so there's very good reason for it. Erling Haaland as well is a monster, we know that, and if we look at all the betting data and stuff like that, I think it's around an 89% probability of scoring at any point in this game, so it bodes well. It does really bode well. And he says he's thinking about it. Don't chicken out now, Golden. Don't chicken out, mate. Come on. That's just my accent. That's just my accent, Joe. I won't worry about it. Even if he gets a hat-trick, I don't think it's worth using a chip for. My team should do well enough. I mean, if he gets a hat-trick, it is going to be a bit of a detrimental week. But let's wait and see what he does do. Slanky not playing. Do you think Kulusevski could be the number 9? He did play a lot in pre-season at that number 9 position, to be honest. I think, though, they've got a lot of options they could do. They could put Son up there. They could put Richarlison up there. In the back of my mind, as a Son owner, I'm kind of hoping it's Son, but I don't think it will be. I think, yeah, Kulusevski or Richarlison will be playing that number 9, but I think unless we get early team news, not really worth the gamble. How many wildcards will we get the whole FPL? Can you explain, please? Yeah, so we get 2 wildcards. So you get one up until game week 19, and then it resets after that point, and then you get another one. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. Interestingly, I wanted to look at early polls for the triple captain. What are people doing with Haaland? Interestingly, 55% are captaining him. I expected quite high numbers for that. 3% are doing nothing, and I think if you've got Haaland this week, you should be obviously captaining him. 27% don't own him, like myself, and then 15% are triple captaining him. I think his EO is going to be plus 200%. FPL Shane's got it active as well. Ooh. The projections say he's due to be the best single game week of the last 2 seasons. There we go. If you're looking for any further data on why you might want to triple captain Erling Haaland, Golden Goal Fantasy Football has just provided that in the chat as well. Also, do you get to bank the free transfer when you use a chip? I thought you get to roll them through, but you get the one from that week. Yeah, I think they've changed the rules now, so it'll follow through. Haaland needs 15 points minimum today. Yeah, agreed. To kind of feel any pain, I need, like, Haaland has to get, like, 2 goals and 3 bonus or, like, you know, multiple attacking returns to make up for it. How many wildcards will get in a whole FPL? You get 2 per season, like I explained. 2 per season. Yeah, I think he will play in the number 9. Like, he's played a lot in pre-season there. Haaland EO estimation, I would say it's probably going to be about 200%. Well, with people triple captaining him as well, I'm saying at least minimum high 180s. Maximum could be like 210. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. Gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, Jamie's got a good point. Please don't spam, but, you know, I will get round to the questions. I will try and work my way through them, as always. If you are enjoying the stream, guys, make sure you are liking it. And if you are new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Animations, how's my morning been? I mean, I woke up, what, less than half an hour ago. Still got it, like, my morning voice. I sound like, you know, some 80-year-old smoking woman, but, yeah. We're good. We're here. Maybe I could do like Barry White impressions on the stream in the morning. I think that's probably the way to go. People would like that. Do you have any account on which you post leaks? I don't post leaks myself, but there's a really good... let me get it up for you guys. There's this really good thing I follow called Leaked FPL Team News. I can't remember who put it together. It might be Fantasy Prem Tipster. I can't quite remember. But basically this... It won't even let me click into it, will it? But basically I use this because it cuts out all the noise and has very, very reliable sources for team news. There's never usually anything on here that's from somebody that's a bit catfishy, you know what I mean? In terms of like their team news is going to be fake or we've never heard of them. So these are usually pretty reliable sources. There we go. Golden Goals put it in. Prem Tipster. That's the one. I knew it was Prem Tipster or somebody else. Yeah. It's just immense. Like, it just cuts through the noise, doesn't it? And it's just helpful on a stream like this where you getting people tell you, like, you know, this guy's injured or this guy's not playing. And you're like, who's that come from? And it'll just be some random NPC with about 4 followers. So, yeah. With Isak being 160% EO top 10k, yeah, Haaland will definitely be close to 200. Yeah, Isak's is going to drop this week because he won't be the most captain player. People won't be captaining him as much this week, so his will drop. Bench Solanke for Lewis Hall or to sell to Muniz. I mean, Lewis Hall's not a bad option to go for. Oh, bless me. Lewis Hall's not a bad option to go for, so I think I'd bank the transfer. You get a little bit more information next week, and I think Lewis Hall might do fairly well. Like, Newcastle managed to keep a clean sheet while they were getting absolutely bombarded last week, so yeah, go for it. A good point score today for Haaland, also affected by what Salah gets. Yeah, 100%. Like, if Salah manages to match Haaland, I'm still winning. We just need Haaland not to do, like, as well. If you captain Salah, you are already on the advantage hitting the free hit, and the Haaland captain will help you get the advantage. Thoughts? Yeah and no. Like, I'm gonna favour the free hit for blanks and doubles further down the line. That's my advice on that one. Do you think there is any risk in starting Kwanzaa, Harwood, Bellis on my first bench? I don't expect him to be in the lineup, so you might as well go for it. But yeah. Yeah, I saw you got caught out by that fake news around Dominic Solanke. It was actually true, though. So, you know. Thoughts on captaining Foden in a no Haaland, no Salah team? Oh, 100% then. I'd say he's probably going to get maybe 60 to 70 minutes today. I'd expect him to start. And I would expect we do maybe get some early team news from Manchester City today. Rail White, my days. That guy has been brought in by every NPC going. He's United won't keep a clean sheet today. I'm telling you. Mazraoui, Lewis, Kudus, Jota, Salah, Eze, Haaland, Isak, Pedro. How is it? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Mazraoui. The fixtures just aren't there. United still haven't proven to me that they're a good defence that I want to invest in. So, not the best. Scott says, I've locked in as Haaland as my triple captain. First time I'm using the triple captainship on a single game week. Well, I hope it does work out for you, mate. Like all the people playing it this week. Although I haven't got Haaland, I still hope it works out for you guys. Sell Gabriel to Gavardio or save the transfer and get Watkins next week. I'd save the transfer. Like if we look at the data here, let me quickly get it up for you guys. Wrong one. This one. If we look at Rob T FPL's data, again, go and follow this guy. He posts, this is just amazing. I absolutely love and adore this kind of, graph every single week. It tells me where I should be looking to play certain teams, where I should be focusing my captaincy on as well, and looking for players for just an individual game week. Massively helped me out in the Euros, and it's helping me out in Premier League again. I'm just going to quickly go and blow my nose because after that sneeze, my nose is just full of snot, and I do sound even worse somehow. But give me a second, then we'll talk through this data. But keep those questions coming in. Keep the likes coming in as well, guys, because you are absolutely smashing it with those as well. And yeah, hopefully we can get 100 people in here very, very soon. Also, if you are new around here, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. Massively appreciated by myself. But I am just going to quickly blow my nose, and then we'll talk through this data. So give me a quick second. Bosh. Nose blown. Let's go. Right. So let's talk you through this data. We had a question about obviously like Mazraoui and whether or not he was worth playing. As you can see here, United actually have less clean sheet odds than Brighton. So it's an interesting one. We've had some people obviously suggesting playing Gabriel or benching Gabriel. As you can see from here, a 32% probability of a clean sheet this week. So I think if you are thinking about, benching Gabriel or Saliba this week, then I would be saying play them. Play them because they've got a decent probability here of a clean sheet and it's definitely worth it. They didn't really look in danger against Wolves. I think they created 0.4 XG against them. So again, still proving that this Arsenal defence is definitely worth a lot of consideration and definitely worth investing into, to be honest. So for me, I still would be looking at, playing my Arsenal defenders this week. Manchester City, obviously, they're the big team this week. 55% is absolutely massive. Massive clean sheet odds. So if you've got Gvardiol, you've obviously taken a gamble on Rico Lewis. Definitely worth playing those. Liverpool defenders as well. People are asking me about Trent. I 100% would be playing him as well. We've had a question about Porro being fit. But here it is. Here's the quote from that yesterday. Dominic Solanke will miss game week 1. However, Porro has been past fit, so he'll play. Pedro Porro will play today. I wouldn't worry about that one. He's been pictured in training as well, so for me, he's going to be playing. So that's not really a risk or a concern in my opinion. So yeah, I'd be playing Porro if I had him. Well, I do have him actually, so I will be playing him. What other questions have we got? Muniz was a differential until Solanke got injured. Yeah, did he get a price rise last night? I think he did. I think he managed to go up. So, yeah. Should I keep Kudus or change him for Matoma? Both of the fixtures are not great over the next few. I probably would recommend playing Kudus this week. But, I mean... yeah, I would say Kudus is more likely to get a return this week than Matoma. But... I think longer term, I would prefer Matoma over Kudus. I think Brighton looked very, very good in game week 1. Very, very good in game week 1. We have just over 100 people watching live now. Thank you very much for your continued support on this channel. It blows me away every single day how far we've come in just a single season, to be honest. Obviously, I've been grinding away making content for 2-3 years now, but last season and then obviously building into this season, the support has just gone through the roof, and I really, really appreciate it. So shout out to you guys. Muniz, Wood, Havertz, all Rose. Yeah, wonderful stuff. Yep, I bought Muniz for Solanke. Great stuff. Sell Gordon if he doesn't deliver this game week. I am thinking about it. Obviously, with us rolling the transfer next week, he will be a player that I potentially could consider selling if we look to my team. And I have eyed up Eze because the Fantasy Football Hub points algorithm is loving him at the moment. So definitely a player I would be considering. Frees up an extra 0.5 million. So if Palmer looks decent today, Son could become Palmer. Gordon could become... what's his name, Eze, and then we'll deal with the Nkunku situation as it unfolds. Morning, Tom. What would you do if Son blanks today? I mean, we're going to obviously have 2 free transfers next week, and if Foden or KDB look decent, there's definitely some strong City fixtures we could get on board for that one, so could be worth a little bit of consideration there. Obviously, as well, Cole Palmer, there's some great fixtures coming up for Chelsea. Or we could drop him down and maybe try and find a way to get a different forward into the side. Ollie Watkins with some decent fixtures coming up. We could very easily drop Son down to a 4.5, move to Watkins with a great run of fixtures as well. That's why I really wanted to roll this transfer. It gives me another week to see what players are like. Now, obviously, Ollie Watkins came off in the 60th minute last game. Didn't really do too much, so that plan looks a little bit dead. But this week, he could go and smash it against Arsenal or create plenty of opportunities, play a full 90 and look amazing, and then a lot of people want him. So this is why I've rolled this week. Although we had Kwanzaa, and he's definitely a big issue, I definitely think it's worth, just rolling. If you do want your team reviewing, we'll do those around, I reckon we'll do a couple of those around 8:45. So if you want your team reviewing, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet and we'll get round to some of those a little bit later on, like I said. If you are new to the channel as well, make sure you are hitting that like button, subscribing for more FPL content as well, as we are trying to hit 7,000 subscribers today. It would be absolutely amazing if we could do that, so thank you for your continued support. Any news on Aina? I will go and find you some news on Aina, but I don't think it's looking good, if I remember correctly. Aina, Nottingham Forest. What we got? Just load up that. Give me a second. Thoughts on Bruno? Keep until game week 4 or sell? I mean, I'd keep him for another week. He looked really, really good. White is a right back. Gabriel is a centre back. I chose White over Gabriel / Saliba. What's your thoughts? Yeah, it's fine. Like, he just is a little bit more expensive, which is obviously the problem. Let's have a look. Where is Nottingham Forest? Sorry, I'm just scrolling down on Fantasy Football Scouts website. Didn't get any update on Aina or Alanga. So that's it. No update from Nuno, to be honest. So not really too much we can kind of do on that one. Should I start Robinson or Tyreek Mitchell and Kudus or Gibbs White? I would be more tempted to play Robinson over Tyreek Mitchell, just better clean sheet odds for this week. And I probably would say Kudus over Gibbs. They're playing Southampton, but it's away. He just didn't look as good last week. I think it's tight. It is tight. So maybe Gibbs White. The fixture just is better. Why is Kwanzaa flagged? Slot said yesterday he didn't train, so he's looking like he's injured. Gabriel pulls similar XG to White. Yeah, he does just because of the set pieces. And then here's me with Saliba. Thoughts on Son captaincy? I think Salah's the best second option if you've not got Haaland. But if you've not got either of those, Son could be a decent option. High up there for projected points this week. But yeah, he just didn't look great in game week 1. Thank you for the stream, Tom. Just subscribe. Is Tiny going to... Best of luck to this chat. Tony, I mean. Oh, no worries. I haven't heard anything about Ivan Toney off to United, but I don't think you need him now that you've signed Xerxes. I've heard that he's on about going to Saudi Arabia. Solanke and Nkunku out for Muniz and Foden -4. Don't have Haaland, or roll the transfer and play Rodgers over Solanke. I mean, you could play the Rodgers one. You'll have a lot more information. I do feel transfers are very, very valuable. But that -4, I can understand the appeal of it. Phil Foden could be one of those players that pops off this week and is super low owned, so gives you a decent captain as well. But it is a risk, and I only expect him to play around 60 to 70 minutes. So if you fancy a little bit of a gamble, go for it. But I think the more maybe sensible option might be just to wait. I was going to go for Lewis from City, but Walker is putting me off. No idea what to do. Yeah, Lewis would be a very, very short-term pick if you did go for him. Vardy, Muniz, or Pedro. I probably would say Muniz is the best option there. Nice team, where is the Haaland captain? Doesn't exist, mate. We're not having him. Not having him. Any chance Anderson plays for Fulham today? I did look at some predicted lineups last night. None of them have Anderson in, so I don't think he will. But we never know. He could be dropped straight into there because Calvin Bassey and Issa Diop didn't look amazing in game week 1. So it would not surprise me that they've signed this centre-back. They want to obviously have him in and secure their defensive assets a little bit more. But he's not in a lot of the predicted lineups. But we never know. We never know. Yeah, we've kind of answered that question. Or should I start Rodgers? You might as well play Anderson. Like, I don't feel they'd just bring it. Like, he's either going to play or he's not going to play. If you know what I mean. Like, he's going to be in the squad or he's not going to be in the squad. That's how I'm feeling about him, to be honest. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. We will try to answer as many as we can. Like I said, if you are new around here, make sure you are hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel as well, as we are trying to hit 7,000 subscribers today. It would be absolutely amazing if we could do that today in today's stream. Will Kai Havertz keep delivering? I think he will. He looked really, really good. Obviously, I was a little bit of a doubter around him, but he is a player that's caught my eye, and I think with some strong fixtures coming up for Arsenal after game week 5, I feel a lot of people will be looking to jump on him. I was expecting a more earlier substitution for Jesus, but it didn't happen, so yeah. Hi Tom, I prefer playing Rodgers and Robinson and benching Gabriel and Muniz. Thoughts? I'm not a big fan of that one, to be honest. If we look at the data here, Gabriel and Muniz, the clean sheets are not really there, but Gabriel, 32% probability of a clean sheet. I would prefer playing him over Rodgers, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Morgan Rodgers go and get something out of that game. But I just think for me, I would back maybe that Arsenal defence that did so well last season. High probability of a clean sheet this week as well. So that to me makes sense. Anderson, great signing. Bassey is terrible. I do not have a clue how Bassey is a Premier League centre back. The first ever game I watched him, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Liverpool, City, or someone. But basically, they just set pressing traps on him every single time, and it just worked. Like, it literally just worked every single time because he was rubbish. So, yeah, that's the one area Fulham have struggled with, defensive numbers. I feel losing Paulinho, they would be a lot more weaker at the back, but yeah. Bro, at least you responding. Hope to see you at 10k soon. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. We can hit that 10k mark. That'd be dreams. And yeah, I think that's the big thing with these streams is I want to try and interact with you guys as much as possible because that's the beauty of it. Like, you go to these bigger accounts, like, they're all amazing guys, by the way. But their streams are so busy. Like, there are, thousands and thousands of people in there. They can't obviously respond to everyone. We've only got like 150 people in here now. And like, it already, I sometimes miss out a few people because it is so hard to keep up with it. So just, we will try and respond to everyone. We'll try and obviously answer every question and cover every topic to give you guys the best advice for this week. That is the aim. Predictions on what the mystery chip might be. I've had a few thoughts. I feel it'll either be the Limitless chip, which was in the Euro Fantasies if you played that, where you have unlimited budget for a free hit. But I feel they maybe would have taken the free hit out if that was the case. Or if you've played Fantasy EFL, if you are playing that, by the way, I do make content on that as well. They have a chip where basically you don't really have a captain. It just lands on whoever your highest scoring player is for that game week. Now, that chip for me could be amazing in a double game week. And that's why I'm erring on the side of caution. If I was having Haaland this week, would be tempted to play that triple captain chip because it seems like the only chip where you could maybe get away with it in a single game week and still see the benefits, to be honest, rather than playing it in a double game week. But yeah. Would you sacrifice Son for Watkins using 2 transfers next week or downgrade Haaland to Watkins? Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the Son one. He looked really, really disappointing, didn't he? So that would be my advice on that one. Saka out, Foden in. No, I'm not feeling that one. I thought Saka looked really good. Who should I bench? João Pedro, Emil Smith-Rowe, or Nkunku? Probably João Pedro, but it would not surprise me to see, Yeah, spam the same question. Get yourself muted. That's the way to go. I have Solanke and Kwanzaa. Do you think I should transfer them out early in game week 3 or now? I mean, Solanke's probably the one you want to be removing just because, I expect his price to drop over the weekend. Kwanzaa's already dropped, so you can only realistically bring in a 4 million defender, and there's not too many high-quality ones I would be wasting a transfer on. Whereas Solanke, they're all decent other forward options. Mooney, in particular, we are looking at. As a Salah owner, I'm happy that even if Haaland gets a brace and gets free bonus, he'll still only have 13 points. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We have to hope as non-Haaland owners that he doesn't do anything amazing today. I'm not deluded enough to know he's not going to get a goal involvement today. He will. But it's more damage limitation. And I think over 5 weeks we could beat them. So that's why I went with this. If it turns out to be a Limitless chip, I'll be using that and the bench boost during the doubles. Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's why I feel people that are eyeing up a, eyeing up using that triple captain chip this week. Definitely worth a little bit of consideration. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Make sure you are liking the stream. Subscribing as well if you are new around here. It is massively appreciated by myself. What do you think of Diallo against Brighton if we get early team news? Yeah, if we get early team news, you might as well always go for these options. But is what it is. Start Robinson or Smith-Rowe. What are Fulham's projected clean sheets? 34 is pretty good, and I would expect him to, them to get a clean sheet this week. It depends who else you are, playing within that squad to bench Smith-Rowe. But for me, I would be trying to get both of these guys starting. I'm a mod over on the FPL Harry stream, starting soon. It's a complete firestorm. Yeah, I can imagine, man. Thousands of people in there. You got people spamming. Good luck to you, man. Good luck to you. You're in the trenches. I don't think Arsenal offense next 2 game weeks. I'm happy with their defense. Fair enough. Best 4.5 million defender this week is Nico Williams and Lewis Hall. Good shouts. Lewis Hall is a decent shout. I don't think Robinson's had a price rise, so if he hasn't, he would be a decent one. Obviously, you've got the likes of Lewis that could be decent options for this week. So, yeah. Bench Lewis or Robinson. I mean, I would play Rico Lewis this week. Longer term, though, I think Robinson's the better shout. Bench either Gabriel Robinson or Nkuku. I probably would bench... Ooh, that's a tricky one. Probably Nkuku, but it's tight, that one. It really, really is. Jamie's right. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hidden behind the sofa for the Man City game with no Haaland. Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. Whoops, wrong one. Let me get back to the other one. There we go. Mazwari or Munoz. I play Munoz this week. Better clean sheet odds for Crystal Palace. They're at home as well. They might bring back the all-out attack chip. It's hard to imagine any chip which won't be made better, but using it as a double. Yep, 100%. Start Saliba or Harwood Bellis. Saliba 100%. Arsenal's clean sheet odds, as we just saw from the last section, are actually pretty decent, so definitely worth considering. I probably would say out of all those, Nkuku is the one that you're going to want to bench. The rest are pretty decent. If you're stuck between Saliba or Hall, I would back the clean sheet percentages and go with Saliba. I just would. If I'm ever stuck on a decision like that, I'll use the betting data and see which way is the bookies fancier team to do. So I would probably do with that. Newcastle as well got absolutely peppered, and that was even before the red card happened. I think they're only down at like a 28%. If we use 11ifies data as well, that might give you a little bit more further insight. Is it this one? It's not that one. It might be this one. It's not that one. Where have I put this data? Where have I put it? Or was I on the right one? I was on the right one. They've got them at a 35% chance of a clean sheet this week as well. So, you know, it's pretty good data to be having. So I would say, you know, back that Arsenal defence. Fulham at 30... was it Fulham or was it Newcastle? We're in Newcastle. Newcastle all the way down at 20. The bookmakers as well have it a little bit more tighter at 32 and 28. But still, both data sets are suggesting that Arsenal are more likely to get a clean sheet. So I would be doing that. That's the way that I'd be going on that one. What's Southampton's chances of a clean sheet? On 11ifi, it is 26. So not bad this week. But as you can see, Arsenal with 35. So if you are thinking about benching a Saliba or a Gabriel for somebody like Harwood Bellis, not worth it. I would play Saliba. Same again, we're getting a couple other questions about Saliba or Hall. Again, I would be looking to back Saliba. Harwood Bellis or Dallo. Is Dallo even going to play? Did he play the last game? But I don't think he's going to play. And then as well, again, we're using the clean sheet data as my favourite thing to do when I'm stuck with these defensive decisions. As you can see, they've just got better. Harwood Bellis has got better chance of a clean sheet this week. So that's where I would go with that one. Stuck with Barco. Is it worth transferring him out or leaving him for now? Leave him for now. Unless you are absolutely desperate. His price is locked at 4 million. He can't go down now that he's transferred out of the Premier League. So, yeah, I won't worry about it. Start João Pedro or Gabriel, keeping Solanke, or sell Solanke for Muniz and start Muniz and bench Gabriel and Porro. I mean, you've definitely got time to play him, so I would just play him. You've got decent bench cover. Take 2 transfers into next week. That's probably what I would do. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. If you don't know who Sean is, he is the resident, if you like, of the second channel. If you want to go and check that out for yourself, there will be more videos coming up where we've got a mystery box ready video to go on that one, and we've also got a trip to Sweden where we're going to the Stockholm Derby. So make sure you go and checking out the second channel as well. I'm sure one of the moderators will spam the link to that in the chat as well. So yeah, go and check that out if you're looking for a little bit of stuff after the deadline stream does finish. ITC Aguero in 1920 in a single game week before the double when everyone TCs and he got injured. Oof. Nice. Should I remove Mikolenko from my team for Robinson or stay with Mikolenko? I'd stay with Mikolenko. Like, this week's not the best, but as we can see here, there's still some pretty good weeks where Everton are projected to do quite well for clean sheets. So it might be a blip, it might be a one-off. Obviously, they've got quite a few defensive injuries at the moment. Last season, they were amazing at the back. So I think you picked him, just keep with him. There's not too much going to be upside in going for a pick like Robinson over Mikolenko. Murphy or Nkuku? I would go Nkuku. Thanks, I was feeling Saliba would be better. Thanks for the advice. No worries, mate. Happy to help any time. If you do have any questions about your teams or want your team rating by myself, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. And yeah, it might be worth considering. Let's quickly talk through while we've got everyone here. Obviously, projected goal involvement for this week. I know a lot of people are looking at Erling Haaland as a potential triple captain. This is, again, from 11fi. This is the match day 2 projected goal involvement. 1.24. It's frightening. It's genuinely frightening how high this man's projected goal involvement is this week. So if you are thinking about it, there's definitely the data suggest it could be a good move. However, the likes of Mohamed Salah up there as well, which bodes well for us non-Haaland owners or non-kind of, triple captain owners as well, if you do have Mohamed Salah in your team as well. Phil Foden up there and KDB also up there as well. So if you are thinking about maybe making the move for them, high projected goal involvements. They're doing pretty well on the projected points models as well from Fantasy Football Hub. Obviously, if you want to go and check those out for yourself as well, there is a link in the description. And if you do sign up, you get currently 50% off, which is very, very nice. What questions have we got? Hi, Tom. Should I change anything out of Leno, Saliba, Lewis, Martinez, Trent, Greaves, Salah, Mitoma, and Cuckoo, Rogers, Eze, Havertz, Haaland, Jebsen? Jebsen looks like he's going out on loan, so that's a little bit of an issue. Martinez, I'm not a big fan of the United defence, as we saw with the last section. They're not really fancied to get too many clean sheets from the data, to be honest. So I think there's definitely better 4.5 million defenders to go for. Will Charlie Taylor start this game week? Didn't play in game week 1, and I doubt he'll play again. I've not really seen him in any of the predicted lineups, to be honest. Oh, transitions. I'm coming to the YouTube stream more often. Bro, we've got it cooking on the YouTube stream. We're cooking over here. Would you pick KDB or Foden? I would probably say KDB's likely to see more minutes, but Foden is very, very much explosive. But I think with Gundogan coming back, they've got Bernardo Silva who can play centrally as well. And with the injuries that they're suffering out wide, I feel Foden could be utilised out wide. And we know he's not as good or effective out in a wider position. So I would be tempted with KDB. I think he's higher on projected points for this week. But both are great options. So yeah. Did Shugwa get injured for Southampton? I haven't seen anything. I don't think he's flagged in the game as well. But yeah, I imagine he would still be the starting left back if that's the case. I have Raya in goal. Should I start Gabriel or Hall? Ooh, I mean, you've already got Raya, so you're already kind of covering off that Arsenal defence. I think if we go back to the betting data, let's have a quick look at what they were actually projected. 22% is so low for a clean sheet. It really is. I'd be tempted to go for the double up in the Arsenal defence. Like, I really, really would. Like, I get you don't want to, obviously throw all your eggs in one basket. But with those low clean sheet odds at 22%, I would be tempted to just go for the Arsenal one, to be honest. Gabriel, Robinson, João Pedro start too. Probably go Gabriel and Robinson. Done. Is Harvey Elliott a keep? I like his haircut, bro. Probably not. He didn't really feature. Szoboszlai had a decent game in game week 1 as well, and those two are obviously competing. I think he saw a price decrease, if I remember correctly, last night as well, so not the best. Who's the best 4.5 million forward? We're not blessed in that position at all. There isn't really anyone that's going to start. I think maybe Cannon might see some minutes at best, but we're clutching at straws. Stewart or Cannon are probably your two options that could see some minutes this season, but very, very little. Sean says he's doubling up on the Arsenal defence with both Raya and Saliba. Love that. I mean, that 5:30 game, as soon as Villa score in, the first minute, that's it. Toast to tub. Toast to tub, mate. Funeral Wednesday. Should I start Watkins and have Saliba starting? Depends who you've got on the bench, but you might as well play both sides of the coin as well. Do you think Smith Rowe and Muniz will do well, and will I have them? Okay, bit of broken English, but yeah, I think they will. Like, as we can see here, Fulham are one of the top teams for projected goals for this week. They did look good in parts against United. Didn't really create too much, but obviously it's quite hard to judge away at Old Trafford how much you're going to create. And obviously they had to set up in a certain way, but I think they'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about them too much. I've wildcarded. Do you think Savinho is worth selecting today? He is injured. Went off injured, so I would not be selecting him. Who would you captain if you don't own Haaland? For me, it's got to be Mohamed Salah. Let's quickly flip back to my team. That's who I've gone with, Mohamed Salah. He's the best captaincy option outside of Erling Haaland this week, so he's the one I would go for. Will Porro start? Yes, Porro will start. We had it confirmed yesterday, but he's been back in training and ready for selection, so I'm expecting him to start today as well. Sugar came off at half-time. Cool. Let me go and quickly check Southampton's team news. Here we go. I'm just having a quick read. Nothing on Fantasy Football Scouts, and nothing was said in yesterday's press conference regarding him. So yeah, Son or Salah? Salah 100%. Bro, my defense is White, Mazwari, Lewis. Is it okay because I play Salah, Haaland, Isaac, Jose? Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Laura Riley has said, morning, mate. I hope you're doing good as well, Laura. I have Rodgers, Harwood, Bellis to replace Solanke. What would you go with? I would probably... I mean, there's a decent clean sheet probability for Harwood, Bellis, but I would prefer going for that attacking option. And Rodgers did look quite decent, so yeah. I have Raya and Turner as goalkeepers. Who is the safer option to get a clean sheet? Well, Turner won't even play for Nottingham Forest. They've got 2 goalkeepers above him, so you're going with Raya. Pedporo goal plus assist plus clean sheet incoming. I mean, minus the clean sheet, it probably all sounds pretty accurate. Starts to Wood and Cuckoo or ESR. I mean, you've got these players in for their good game, so I would gamble on Wood and ESR. Start João Pedro or Smith Rowe. I would play the better fixture, and I'd go with Smith Rowe this week. If you are enjoying the content, guys, make sure you are hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel as we are closing in on 7,000 subscribers. If we could hit in today's stream, it would be absolutely immense. And, you know, I'm very, very grateful for the continued support you guys are showing on the channel. Massively, massively appreciated by myself. Interestingly, the poll we've got, what are you doing with Haaland this week? 51% are captaining. That's scary as a non-Haaland owner. 21% are triple captaining, even scary. 22% don't even own him. And 6% are doing absolutely nothing with him. So I think if I owned him, I would be captaining him this week, because otherwise you're not really going to get any gain out of him. This is what you're spending the big bucks on. You're getting him for weeks like this where he is going to be the clear and large captain where, you know, goal involvements are necessary, to be honest. Start 2 and Nkunku, Smith Rowe and João Pedro. I would probably gamble on Nkunku and Smith Rowe. Need Nkunku to put a shift in. Let's hope so. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. Edison, Gvardiol, Trent, Porro, Saka, Diego, Kulu, Maddison, Muniz, Haaland, Wood. Any suggestions? No, that's a strong side. I mean, double Spurs in midfield is a gamble. Kulu's a bit of a gamble for this week, but he should play the 9. But yeah, I won't worry about it. Bro, one last question. Should I start Watkins or João Pedro, or both or none? I would probably lean more towards João Pedro. I think Brighton have a higher probability of goals this week, so that's the way I would be leaning on that one. Ribena Light or Monster Lemonade. I mean, both of those are absolutely vile choices, so neither. Transferring out Kwanzaa instead of Barco. Should I get Rico Lewis or Robinson? I have 0.5 million in the bank anyways. I probably would say Robinson is a more longer term pick. It feels like if you've already got Barco, you're going to maybe need that defensive cover at some point. No worries, Duncan. No worries, mate. Like I said, guys, we will do team reviews. I reckon we'll do those around 9 o'clock. We'll do the team reviews around 9 o'clock, so make sure you are getting them sent in to me on Twitter. Let's have a look how many we've had sent in. A few sent in so far, so just, yeah, make sure you are sending me your team, and we will get those reviewed as soon as possible. Should I start Konza or Gabriel? Gabriel and Arsenal have the better clean sheet odds, so I would be leaning more towards that way. Easy roll for me this week. I mean, it's a roll for me, but I wouldn't say it's an easy roll. Is Hall nailed? Yeah, I'd expect him to start. Burn or Robinson? Robinson 100%. Brahm from Nepal. How do you say it? Nepal? I don't actually know. I'm a big fan. I hope you come here someday. I mean, if you've got decent football, I'll probably end up over there at some point. How to send my team? If you want to go over to my Twitter, @FPLTom_, it will flash above my head at some point. Leave it under my tweet advertising this stream. Obviously, leave it under there, and we'll get around to those at 9 o'clock. Thank you, Tom. Love the channel. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that, man. I really, really do. Thank you very much. I don't like having Minter on the bench against United this week, but the starting 11 is great. Yeah, you always have to play the fixtures, and he did look really good. There are some decent projected goal involvements, though, for Brighton this week, so maybe. Who would you play between Gordon and Wood? Ooh, I think I'd play Wood. I probably would play Wood over Gordon this week. Let me have a quick look at what the projected data is saying. That's all the way I lean for goals and stuff like that. So Forest 1.38. Who was the other one? Gordon. Newcastle's a little bit high, you know. Yeah, I probably would say that then. Where can I find the second channel? Let me quickly put it into the chat for you guys. I'll get one of the moderators to keep spamming it throughout the stream today as well. But yeah, let's go and put that in. For you guys, where is it? Here is the second channel. Bosh. There we go. And you want a link to my Twitter? Cool. Let's put that in there as well. Some of the moderators will keep spamming these in today's stream as well. Where is it? There's my Twitter. So first one is the second channel link. Second one is, of course, my my Twitter, where you if you want to get your team reviewed. We'll quickly pin that one as well. Oh, I need someone to type because I can't see it quite correctly. But yeah, I think I'd gamble on Gordon, you know, there. Sub to the second channel, appreciate that, guys. Plenty more content coming over there as well. The content's really, really good. Like, I can't lie, that Sweden video hitting 60k is probably one of my biggest milestones in life. Like, it just is. It's just amazing. We were very, very close to hitting 7,000 subscribers on the channel as well. So if you are enjoying today's stream, make sure you are hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel as well. I'm a boomer. No worries, Jamie, man. No worries. We've got it pinned now, so people can very easily just go and find the Twitter straight away. So that's pinned. Don't worry about that one. I'm a boomer. Love that from you, mate. Love that from you. How many points did your team get last week? We got 71 points last week. A pretty decent week, to be honest. So, yeah, happy with that. Obviously, this week, it could all go the other way as well. Second channel looks fire. Appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that. Yeah, definitely more content coming your way very, very soon. Rico Lewis starts? Yeah, I'd imagine so, but we are probably going to get early team news as well regarding Rico Lewis, so we'll definitely find out some information on that one, to be honest. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Like I said, we will do team reviews at 9 o'clock. If you want to use my Twitter, @FPLTom_, or use it is the pinned comment now, so very, very easy for people to find. Leave it under the most recent tweet, like the one that either says live now, or the stuff. Yep, you can send your team to me on Twitter. Like I said, we will get those reviewed for you ASAP, and you know, give you some advice and help you out, and you know, any areas that you're obviously thinking about, we will get it. But most of my advice this week is probably going to be roll. Like, I think going into the second week with 2 transfers, unless you are in a dire situation, is probably the better strategy to go for. We'll have a lot more information. We can easily able to, like, judge where we should be looking to, you know, target certain teams or stuff like that. So for me, it just makes sense to go for that way. Cool, Jamie. Thank you. Appreciate that, mate. Like I said, get your teams in. We'll start reviewing those around 9 o'clock-ish. Remember, guys, this is a 3-hour stream as well, so If you do want to pop out to one of the bigger channels, I know they start around 9. Come back for mine a little bit later when maybe it's a little bit quieter. And if you've got your questions that you want answering or your team reviewing, always feel free to pop back in. And hopefully by that point, we will have hit 7,000 subscribers as well, which will be absolutely immense. But do keep the questions coming in, guys. Like I said, we'll try to answer as many as we possibly can all the way up until the deadline as well, and probably a little bit after. We'll stay live, kind of see the team news that comes out from the back of that as well. So yeah, pretty decent stuff. Are Chelsea defenders a complete avoid? They must keep at least one clean sheet in that run. Well, let's get the clean sheet data up from 11ify. That one. No, that's projected goals. That one? No. Damn it. There we go. If you look at Chelsea, they are one of the top teams for projected clean sheets over the next few weeks. So I would say, you know, sometimes we have to take our bias away from things and obviously look at whether or not a team is worth it from a data standpoint. And as you can see here, 4th best over the next 6 game week, should I say, sorry. 4 clean sheets with some strong fixtures as well coming up. I think it's definitely worth some consideration to go for the Chelsea defenders, to be honest. 29-32, 28-35. There's some very, very decent numbers in there. The likes of Levi Colwill at 4.5. I know golden goal's gone for him. Very, very solid pick, in my opinion. Would you use a free transfer to sub out Odegaard, or would you roll the transfer? Happy with my team otherwise. I would just roll it. I genuinely would just roll that. Captain Foden, Fernandes or Saka. I would take the gamble on Foden playing around 60 to 70 minutes. I feel that's the better option to go for. I think Chelsea as a whole are on a bit of an avoid, to be honest. They have looked awful. They didn't do that bad against City. They actually reduced them to a limited amount of XG conceded. So I would argue if they look good against Wolves today, or at least manage to keep a clean sheet, their assets might be worth a little bit of consideration. Gonna roll and go to Nkunku to Rodgers and have Saliba, Gabriel or Gvardiol. Nice. All right. Do you think Garnacho is going to start? I do actually think Garnacho will start today, to be honest. As well, we will probably get early team news from that game being around 12:30 as well. So I reckon we'll find out very early whether or not Garnacho is going to start in that game. So yeah, I think he will though. Thanks, I brought in Colwell for Kwanzaa. Fair enough. I think that's a valid move. As you can see, there's definitely some fixtures and there's definitely the data to back up that move as a 4.5 million option. They are the 4th best projected clean sheets over the next few weeks. So sometimes you got to play the data and look at it non-objectively. So yeah. Chelsea could have won against City if Anthony Taylor wasn't the ref. Controversial, but probably, yeah. Captain Haaland or Salah? This week you've got to be captaining Haaland if you've got him for me. No other way of looking around it. Barco or Taylor? Harwood Bellis or the guy from Wolves who shoved his finger up somebody's bum. It was Gabriel Jesus' bum. I would say Harwood Bellis is the best option, but I wouldn't really be looking to waste my transfer on a 4 million defender this week unless I absolutely need somebody. Is it a good decision to transfer out Odegaard for Foden? Thank you in advance. It's a risky strategy. Let's put it that way. It's risky, but it very easily could pay off with this Ipswich fixture. There's very high projected goals for this week, but yeah. It's a risky one. I like Odegaard, but it's risky and it could definitely pay off. Do you think Ahmed will start for United? He either will start and play around 50 to 60 minutes and Garnacho will come on, or he won't, or he'll be on the bench and obviously it will go the other way around. So I'm leaning more towards Garnacho because of the impact he had when he came off. So yeah. When am I wildcarding? The weeks I've outlined for a wildcard are 6, 8 and 12. I'm just leaving myself nice and open at the moment. Like I said in yesterday's preview stream, if you want to obviously come along to that as well, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button so you will be notified when I do obviously go live again next time. Basically, I said in that one, a wildcard should be used for 2 things. Targeting fixtures or for getting you out of a very sticky wicket kind of position. So for me, I'm looking at 6, 8 and 12 as where the kind of big fixture swings are, and there's some decent teams that are obviously swinging that way. Or I'm just going to use it when I'm like, you know, let's say today, Son, Gordon, Muniz, Isak all drop injured and it's like long-term injuries. Then we would be using it because we need something to get us out of jail because we've got Kwanzaa, we've got Khan, and we've not really got a team after that point. So yeah. Could Rashford be benched today? He very easily could be, but we'll obviously wait until we get team news. If we find out that Ahmed starts, would you play him over Nkunku, not knowing if he'll start or not? Yeah, you might as well play the player that you know is going to start, but I would say probably they're both going to get similar-ish minutes. Barco is gone, I get that, but he's locked in price at 4 million now, so it's just not worth a transfer if you can cover off him. Taking 2 into next week is worth it. Like, realistically, for me, I can only downgrade Kwanzaa to a 4 million, or I could save 2 transfers next week, go and get somebody like a Phil Foden in, or go and get Ollie Watkins in. So, yeah, it's just not worth it. When you gonna rate teams? We'll do that at 9 o'clock, so in about 2 minutes UK time. So if you want to get your team rated, there obviously is my link to my Twitter at the top, so make sure you are getting your team in, and we will get it rated for 9 o'clock. Do keep hitting that subscribe button, guys. We have, according to my phone, just hit 7,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you very, very much. I am just going to quickly refresh YouTube and make sure that is correct. But yeah, thank you very, very much for helping the channel hit 7,000 subscribers. It's just come a long way in such a short amount of time, to be honest, guys. And I'm super, super grateful of all the support you guys have shown like over the past few months, to be honest. We've gone from like a couple thousand. Like, I remember doing these streams last year with probably like 30 people in the max. Most times it would be hovering around 10, 15 people. We've now had in today's stream close to 200. We've hit that 7K mark. A lot of love. Genuinely, a lot of love. Thank you very much, guys, for your continued support on the channel. Yeah, massive. Massive. It should let you leave it under my replies. If you just leave it under my replies, it would be it'd be amazing. Thank you very much for being the 7,000 subscriber then, bro. Appreciate that one. But yeah, it should let you leave it in the replies. If not, just type it out in the chat and we'll work it out for you, mate. Would you swap Gordon for Eze on a free? I was tempted, and it was my AI recommended transfer from Fantasy Football Hub, but at the moment I am going to leave it for now. Which will have a better chance to earn more points in FPL? Keep Pickford/Leno as my main goalkeeper and Turner as a substitute, or Henderson as main goalkeeper, Areola as a substitute. I would say just picking one goalkeeper. Rotating goalkeepers has never worked for me in FPL. I just don't like it as an option. People are saying Ahmed's mum passed away last night. Oh, that's a real shame for him. So sorry for his loss, but yeah, if that is true, then yeah, he probably won't be playing. How to send the team on Twitter? Let's go over to Twitter now, because it has just hit 9 o'clock, so we will start reviewing teams. But if you want to come over to this tweet here, the live now one, or if you want to come over to the main one here, the FPL Game Week 2 one, leave it under here and we will get round to reviewing all of those. So if it doesn't pop up in the notifications, we'll obviously work our way through. I'll reply to that one in a second. This will be my team this game week. I'm just going to turn that down because I don't want to look too bright. This will be my team this game week. I'm starting with the right to Smith Rowe, Gibbs, White and Murphy. Yeah, I think you've got them with the right way, to be honest, mate. I think this team's bang on what I would be doing. Triple captain active as well. I love that from you, Anton, mate. Love that from you. Hi Tom, I have 1.1 million in the bank. Pretty sure I'm rolling, but anything you would suggest? Very tempted to move Kwanzaa to Porro before the price change, but felt too short term. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I think you're better taking that into next week. Is that another triple captain active I see? But yeah, I think you're better rolling into next week. It gives you more data to make a better informed decision on your team next week as well. Mohamed Salah might pop off again and you want to have him in the team. So, you know, you'll be looking for a way to go and get him. So I think that's the right decision. Blackjack35 has sent me their team as well. I think you've got all the benching decisions correct. Captain in Haaland, correct. And I hope the Matoma pick works out for you as well. Lorente, let's have a look at this one. If I had Eze, I would start him over Nkunku. I really, really would. I'd start Eze over Nkunku every day of the week. So yeah, I'd get Eze in here over Nkunku. Put Nkunku first sub. We're not 100% sure Nkunku is going to play, So you might as well go Eze. Rate this team. Good. I mean, Lavia is an interesting pick. I expect him to play, but is he really going to get more points than Harwood Bellis? It's going to be a tight one between those two. And I think I would be maybe more tempted to play Harwood Bellis over Lavia. I just don't see where Lavia is going to get any attacking points this week. Here's Jamie's team. He says, use my free transfer on Solanke to Muniz. Nice. Rest of the team looking very, very strong. Obviously, no Haaland, but that midfield is looking nice and stacked for this game week, so I hope it works out for you, Jamie. Abbas. Let's have a look at this one quickly. Foden with the captain. Obviously, no Salah or Haaland this week. That makes complete sense. Bench injuries are starting to pile up. And I think for me, I think I would prefer playing Ben White over Leon Bailey, but it's a close call. I just think with those projected goal involvements for Aston Villa and clean sheet data, I would be leaning more towards playing Ben White. But I 100% understand your decision. But I think I would go the other way and bench Leon Bailey. Cheers for the follow, guys. Make sure sometimes your team doesn't pop up on Twitter. Make sure you are following me on here because sometimes it doesn't quite pull through. So you need to just be following me. What do you think? Giving Son one last chance. That's my plan as well, is to give him one last game. See how he gets on. See if he can perform. It is against an Everton backline that is absolutely peppered with injuries at the moment. So for me, worth doing. Worth having, Son in the side for one last week. One last dance, if you like. Let's see how it goes. Start on Cuckoo or Smith Rowe. I would be playing Smith Rowe over Cuckoo if I had the choice. The rest of the team, I think you've got all the decisions correct. So yeah, hopefully that one works out for you as well. Dom has sent me his team as well. I like it. Again, I 100% agree with the benching order and everything you've got. So, yeah, again, everybody's teams are looking pretty decent. He says, I'm planning on a wild card game week 4 and rolling transfers to then. I've got Solanke, but a decent bench to cover his absence. Would you sell him now to avoid his inevitable drop or stick with the strategy? I mean, the only player I would maybe suggest selling him for would be Muniz. But obviously, he had a price rise last night. But I think if he pops off this week, you could very easily get a couple more price rises along the way. You've already got double Fulham, so maybe that's not the move. So maybe somebody like João Pedro could be a decent shout. Decent fixtures in 4 and 5 for them. But you are wildcarding in that period. So again, maybe it is just worth holding off and, expecting a few price decreases. I'm just going to have a look at some other options you could very easily go for. You could obviously bring in Armstrong as well. Nottingham Forest, Brentford as well. Some decent fixtures in there up until game week 4. Chelsea maybe have got maybe a move to Jackson as like a punty move. It feels very risky, but if you obviously wildcard in, gives you another player with some decent fixtures for the next 2. So maybe worth a little bit of consideration. But other than that, I think that's fine to do, mate. AA1. Ward is. I don't think Ward's the first choice goalkeeper, so I'd be playing Pickford there. I'm not a big fan of the United defence. I don't expect California to play. There's a lot of injuries starting to rack up on this bench, especially if that news around Ahmed is true and we find out maybe that he's not going to play. There's a few issues here, so I think you could very easily drop Solanke to a Muniz, to an Armstrong as well. That would give you another playing player. So that's probably what I would recommend with this team, to be honest. And also make sure you are swapping your goalkeeper out. Again, guys, keep following me on Twitter. It does help when you do send over your teams as well. We're also posting like pretty much daily over there about fantasy and of course about EFL fantasy as well. Let's have a look at this team. I really like Robertson as a pick. Brereton Diaz is absolutely loved by the Fantasy Football Hub algorithm as well, so he's a decent shout. Yep, this team is completely fine for me. You've not got any Haaland, so you've gone with Mohamed Salah. Let's have a quick check, make sure we've not missed anybody's teams, because sometimes they don't pull through and go to the hidden, so let's just have a quick check here. Here we go, here is one. Nathan has said, thinking of transferring out Kwanzaa for Harwood Bellis. Thoughts? My advice would be, if that Ahmed is true, then Anderson doesn't play. I think it's not worth the transfer in my opinion, but obviously the bench might not be able to cover it this week, so you might have to play with 10. But I think going into next week with 2 transfers could set you up a lot better than obviously making that 4 million defender transfer. There's just not too much upside in that move. And I think transfers are so valuable at the start of this game. We need to be using them to jump on bandwagons, jump into players that are obviously performing extremely well. So that would be my advice on that one. I think that you have a decent team. But obviously next week, if you've got 2 free transfers, you could very easily move Nkunku out. You could upgrade maybe, you know, someone on the bench then. Move him that week rather than this week. I think that's probably the better option to go for. Cool. Let's have a look if I've missed any other ones as well. Make sure you are getting your questions in, guys, as we will try to answer as many as we possibly can. We've had quite a few under this one. Make sure you are following me on Twitter as well. Let's have a look if there are any I've missed down here. Yep, here we go. Please, brother, suggest me a starting 11. I'm confused and grateful. I think you've got every decision correct here, to be honest. I would back João Pedro more likely to score than Watkins. Anderson as well, we've obviously spoke about him. So I think you've got every decision right, and I like that team. So yeah, that's fine for me. Change Pickford to Pope, very big mistake. I should save transfer. Other than that, happy with my team. Yeah, I would bank the transfer this week. Nothing overly concerning, but yeah, I'd probably bank this week. Darren has said nothing, but he's obviously sent his team in for a review. Yep, I think you've got all the decisions right again this week. So yeah, no problems with that one. Defense is looking a little bit weak, but still very, very, very good side. Who else has had their team sent in? A couple more have obviously filtered through. Haaland, triple captain. I rate it. Hopefully it works out for you. And all the other players, I think, are probably the right players to be playing as well. So that's a decent team. No questions with that one. Any suggestions? 1 free transfer. My plan is to sell Jota and bring in Eze or Matoma after game week 2. I'd probably give Jota up until the international break as well, to be honest. But yeah, I think, yeah, I just rolled this week. That team looks fine. And maybe we'll get it up and we'll have a look who's higher probability between these two for a clean sheet. Just for you. So yeah. Next team in has Henderson, Gabriel, Gavardio, Anderson. We've obviously spoke about, but you've got decent cover. I probably would be tempted to maybe... I think if we find out Delo's definitely playing at left back, I would put him in over Anderson. Winks or Rodgers... I think Winks is very unlikely to get an attacking return, so I'd gamble on Rodgers, to be honest. I would gamble on Rodgers. But yeah, let's quickly get that data up for the guy who was in the stream. Who was it between? It was between Aston Villa with a 16% chance. And I can't remember the other team, but it looks like they're going to have more than Aston Villa. So yeah, it was Mikalenko, 10%. So I'd gamble on Konza. I'd play that extra 6%. That's what all these are, like, you know, this is why I love the betting data, because it is just small margins that are going to have, like, the biggest impact on your teams as well. So that's probably the way I'd do it. Appreciate the advice, man. No worries. How can I send my team? There is the link. The pinned comment now is my Twitter. So go over there, drop me a follow, and leave it under one of my most recent tweets, and we'll get round to it. Thank you very much for congrats on the 7K. I really, it's all down to you guys. You guys are absolutely immense. I love you. Likes would be appreciated. Show Tom some more love. Yeah, definitely so, guys. If you are enjoying today's stream, make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel. It's absolutely immense that we've managed to hit 7K. Really, really appreciate all the support you guys have showed over the past few months. To be honest, it's been immense. We went through everyone that was there, so make sure you are just following me. We went through all the hidden ones as well. Mikalenko or Konza, like we've spoke about here, the slight chance of a better clean sheet odds, I would be going with Konza on that one. I've ended up with 4 Fulham. Anderson, Smith, Rowe, Muniz, Iwobi. Wow. Okay. 4 Fulham is not a team I imagine people would ever get into a situation with this season, but you never know. Could work out. A decent fixture this week and next week as well. So who knows? It could be very beneficial for you, to be honest. Could be very beneficial. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. We will try to answer as many as we can. Like I said, today is a 3-hour live stream. We're all the way live up until 11 o'clock. We'll do some more team reviews in a little while as well. Any questions you do have as well, do keep them in. Like I said, bro, we have obviously gone through everybody's teams that were there. Make sure you are following me because sometimes it doesn't filter through if you're not following me. But we've gone through all the ones, gone through all the hidden ones as well. So just make sure you are following me as well and try sending it again. If that doesn't work, just type it out in the chat and we'll get it reviewed for you. Easy as that. Easy as that. There you go. Easy as that. What should we have a look at? Let's have a look at Solanke to Richarlison. I probably wouldn't gamble on that move, to be honest. I don't think that's a worthwhile move, to be honest. Not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. Fulham are massive. Fulham are not massive. Let's just put it out there. Fulham are not massive. I would not be recommending a quad up of Fulham, to be honest. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Not in the slightest. Keep your questions coming in, guys. Let me know what your score predictions are as well for these games as well. I think Brighton could win today. I really, really do. I've put down in a prediction league I'm in a 2-1 win for Brighton. So we'll have to wait and see how that one goes. Have sent my team in. Cool. We'll go and take a look at that one. I'm still thinking about the triple captain Haaland. Yeah, I definitely think that could be a decent chance to go for, to be honest. Bro, kudos to Iwobi and I mean, if you brought him in for this week, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who do I support? I support Mansfield. You can't see it on this camera, but if I switch back to the solo camera, there's a Mansfield shirt the other side of here. It used to be in the old setup, but the way we've obviously pictured things this year, yeah, it's not in there. But yeah, I support Mansfield. We're in League One this season. If you've never heard of us, probably for very good reason. It's not a nice area, to be honest. I look a little bit dark on the thing, so I'm just going to turn my brightness up on that one. Guaranteed quadruple Fulham has never been done in FPL before. 100%. That is a move that has never ever been seen by anybody in FPL before. Chelsea's everybody's banter team. I mean, there's definitely some decent fixtures and worth a little bit of consideration for me. The data is suggesting that as well, so sometimes you have to look past banter, but it is what it is. Also think they'll win. Yeah, a lot of people backing Brighton to do quite well. Muniz is now 6.1 million. He has indeed had a price rise last night. Obviously, if you want to get, future price rises, 100% like confirmed. Where is it? Fantasy Football Hub, Bosch, Toolbox. Where is it? Price predictions. Here you go. So here, this is predicted points. I've gone on the wrong thing. I just need to quickly change over to the different camera screen. Brilliant. Thank you for that one. But here we are. If we go over to their price changes, and if we go over to increase, actually increase. Here we go. So here you go. You can see the players on their obviously website. The players that are having the chance of increasing or decreasing. I will leave a link to this in the description if you want to go and check it out for yourself and obviously be notified when certain players are going to increase and decrease. Like I said, I'll leave a link to that in the description. Also, if you do sign up at the moment, they are still running their 50% off sale. So if you want to take full advantage of that one, go down and leave it in the description. Salah plus Rodgers or Saka or Jota for the wild card. I think I'd rather have Salah for the next few weeks, to be honest. Liverpool Celtic here. Mansfield, your team, dude, local team. Yep, they are my local. Well, I don't live there anymore and I live in Leeds for work, but yeah, that's where I'm originally from. So yeah, definitely. Kudos to a one. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing those transfers, mate. I'd just leave it as is. West Ham win 2-1. Yeah, that game's got like 2-1 either side written all over it, hasn't it? Hey, you went Porro, good man. You got a transfer or bench B plan for him? I've always had him. Like if he doesn't play, we've got can't remember who we've got coming in for him, to be honest. Let me quickly whack my team back on screen. Not this view. Where is it? New season live. There it is. Yeah, we've got Harwood Bellis if he doesn't play, but yeah, it is what it is. Henderson, Gvardiol, Trent, Anderson, Salah, Jota, Palmer, Smith Rowe, Muniz, Watkins, Isak, Bench, Flecken, Iwobi. I would be playing Iwobi this week. I'd try and find a way. I mean, you've already got triple Palace in there, so quad Palace, like benching Iwobi against Leicester, it's got to go. You've got to play all the boys, haven't you? You just have to. Mikolenko and McNeil, should I keep them or sell them? I'd probably recommend keeping... this is the thing. I'd probably recommend keeping them. They've got some decent fixtures coming up. I don't know why you'd pick Dwight McNeil from the start anyway. He's just not a good FPL asset. But, yeah, it is what it is. I wasn't expecting Anderson at Fulham. I mean, I don't think he'll play today, to be honest. I really, really don't. Smith Rowe or Jacob Murphy? I'd be going Smith Rowe 100% on that one. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Keep the likes, subscriptions, all that good stuff coming in as well. But is there a player you think people are sleeping on in terms of triple captain? I miss game week 1. I mean, Haaland, if you're looking to use that triple captainship, Haaland is the best one. Other City players could easily pop off today as well. So the likes of Phil Foden, KDB could also be great shouts to go for. Solanke to Armstrong, yeah, that one makes sense. You might as well get the quad Fulham in. I want to sell Gordon because I have 3 Newcastle players and because of his bad away record. Who is the best replacement? Eze, Maddison or Luis Diaz? I already have Jota and Nkunku. For me, it would be Eze. That was my recommended transfer on the Fantasy Football Hub algorithm as well this week. I think he looks great in game week 1. Very unfortunate not to have came away with any attacking returns, so he would be the player I would go for. Would you go Jota? Would you go Salah? Oh, we already had that one from George. Yeah, I'd go Salah and Rodgers. Do I take a hit for Eze and Muniz, Armstrong, Solanke and Hudson-Odoi? No, there's no need to do the Hudson-Odoi move. Just do the Solanke move. Lewis Hall to Robinson? Not really. It's not worth the transfer in my opinion, Benjamin. You might as well hold off. Keep him in the side. It's not worth doing in my opinion. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that one, to be honest. Would not recommend. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Like I said, today is going to be a 3-hour stream. It's going to be a girthy boy. Which is pretty wild to say, to be honest. We're all the way up until 11 o'clock. If you want your team rating by myself, leave it on my Twitter. Obviously, that is the pinned comment at the moment. But yeah, leave it there. Do you think I should go Muniz and Smith Rowe? I mean, I wouldn't be, like, if I've got both of them, yes. I wouldn't be looking to bring them in, though. Like, if I already had Smith Rowe, I think I would maybe be looking at alternative forward options. Maybe somebody like Armstrong could be a decent shout. I've spent all week debating on swapping Saka for either KDB or Foden to avoid Villa away and get the Ipswich match. Then Solanke happens. Yep. Kick to the nuts, isn't it? But, I mean, that's the way it goes, isn't it, sometimes? And it's probably for the best, actually. Like, you know, if Saka pops off, you'll be so relieved that that injury happened. Who would you bench out of Hall, Van der Veen and Rodgers? Also, do you think it would be fine to start 2 of them and keep Solanke on the bench? It could happen, but I would expect, you know, there might be a Solanke dip in price tonight or tomorrow. So just be wary of that one, with a lot of people mass selling him today when they obviously open the app up for the first time. See he's flagged. They'll be like, yeah, got to get rid. So I would expect Solanke to maybe go down tonight. So just be wary of that one, Mark. Vardy scores again and Leicester tie 1-1 against Fulham. I don't think I mean, it is Jamie Vardy. Imagine if he breaks his own scoring record for consecutive games at the age of like 36 or 35 or whatever age he is now. That would be pretty immense. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. You've been absolutely incredible today, helping me hit 7,000 subscribers. Massively, massively appreciate every single one of you that has helped us continue to grow this channel. I just love it. I love it. Love you guys. Love it. So, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your continued support. If you are wondering what I'm doing, I am just quickly checking something on my phone. Don't worry, I'm not being rude. I'm not ignoring you guys. Keep the questions coming in. We will try to answer, like I said, as many as we possibly can. Where is it? Boff. There we go. What questions have we got? Solanke to Nicholas Jackson, already have Nkunku. I mean, Nicholas Jackson is a gamble, but the Chelsea fixtures are definitely there. But I think with the depth and quality they've got in their side, it would not surprise to see me if Jackson has a few poor performances for him to be very easily dropped. Choose one to bench. Robinson, Hall, Van der Veen, Rodgers. I would probably say Lewis Hall out of all of those, or Rodgers. The Newcastle clean sheet odds this week aren't great. Solanke to Muniz, a good trade. Yep, if I had Solanke this week, that's probably the transfer I would be looking to do. It just annoys me that I only going to have Solanke for 2+ weeks. I was going to start him with Havertz in my team. Whoops. What is my transfer this week? I'm not making a transfer. I am just simply rolling. Taking 2 into next week, we'll have a lot more data, and maybe Nkunku pops off this week and we don't have to worry about him. Son could very easily do the same, or Watkins could look great, so yeah. Good day, Mr. Muniz, price rise. Should I do Solanke to Armstrong or still go Muniz? I still think Muniz is the better option despite the price rise, but Armstrong's a very worthy second candidate. Hudson-Odoi or Jacob Murphy? I'd probably go Hudson-Odoi. It looked like he took a few corners at the weekend, taking them off Morgan Gibbs-White. So I think I'd probably go Hudson-Odoi. Why don't you have Watkins? Let me know. I mean, the plan is to eventually go and get Ollie Watkins, but for now, the opening 2, I knew it would be difficult. Him obviously seeing limited pre-season minutes as well. Not worth doing it. Watching you on the sly on the phone, working in the laundry. Hopefully Salah scores big. I hope so, Brennan. I hope so, mate. What's my league name? I mean, the league code will pop up at some point, but it's the Soggy Biscuit Super League, I think is what it is. And if you don't know what the Soggy Biscuits are, it is all for my channel members. That's what they've called themselves. They've named themselves that. So yeah. Bruno to Saka for a -4, not worth it. Thoughts on keeping Solanke until after the deadline, but then using 2 free transfers to get rid of him and someone else tonight, as that will give me more options. Yeah, I mean, you can obviously have a little bit of scout, but obviously, as we've seen, players will pick up injuries, so making early transfers is always a little bit risky and detrimental. Especially with EFL Cup games this week as well. If you're looking for maybe teams outside of Europe, there's some more qualifiers as well for European competitions as well. Who do you have winning in the Southampton-Nottingham Forest game? I think I put that down as a draw. Let me quickly, I'm just going to put you guys on this screen. Let me quickly go and load up my what's it called? My Premier League predictions, if I can get them open on here. I don't think I can, but let me quickly just go and open these for you guys. Predictions. Your scores. Cool. Let me see if this will share with you guys now. Let's have a look. There we go. Yeah, it has. So these are the scores I've gone for. The Manchester United game, we've gone for 2-1. Actually, I might be better putting it on this screen. Just about. Just about. I'll find a screen for this one. But Brighton, we've gone for a 2-1 win over Manchester United. Palace, we've gone for a 2-1 win over West Ham. Fulham, we've gone for a 2-0 win over Leicester. City, 5-0 today. Southampton, Forest, I have gone for that draw, 1-1. I thought I had. Tottenham, I've gone for a 3-1 win over Everton. 2-1 win for Arsenal away at Villa. 2-1 win for Newcastle away at Bournemouth. 3-1 win for Chelsea and a 3-0 win for Liverpool. That is what I've done for that one. What time am I doing team reviews? Anytime you want, mate. If you send it over to me, let me know it's there. We'll do it. Any suggestions for a McNeil replacement? I don't actually know how much McNeil is, but let's have a quick look at that one. Is Fulham beating Leicester today? That's what I've gone with on the score prediction. So, yeah, I believe so. McNeil, how much is he? 5.5. I mean, Smith Rowe's got a banging fixture today, hasn't he? There's plenty of decent 5.5 options out there, but yeah, let's have a look at some of them for you. 5.5. Let's go to midfielders. See what we're working with. Semenyo is currently playing up front. So, yeah. You've obviously got the likes of Minte. Much better option as well. Souček looked decent at 5 million as well in game week 1. So, yeah, they're probably some of the other ones. Morgan Rodgers as well had a decent game in game week 1. So, yeah, there's better options out there than Dwight McNeil for me personally. When Matt O'Reilly joins Brighton, I'm sure he'll quickly become essential as he's got to be one of the most consistent players I've seen. I mean, it is the Scottish League though. So, yeah, like, it's the Scottish League. That's all I've got to say on that one. You know, you can look decent in the Scottish League, but Yeah, is what it is. Where do you send your teams? Jamie's just put it in the chat, or if you use the pinned comment, that is my things. Suggestions for Neil replacements? I just gave you some of the best ones for me. Minte or Semeno are probably the best two options for me, in my opinion, on that one. I got it right this time. I love that from you, mate. I love it. No longer a boomer, mate. You're cooking. You're cooking now. If you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you are liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. It does push it out to more people, which is exactly what we want to see as well. Hi, beautiful. Gahey has been named the club captain, so hopefully that means he's staying. I mean, I saw this with Notts County. They named Langstaff the club captain, hoping that would sway him. Went to Millwall like a week later, so we never know. How are you doing anyway, George? You doing good? Hope so, mate. Just bantering the Scottish League now. Yep, of course we are. Of course we are. Cool, we've had a few more sent in to me. Let's take a look at these. Let's start off first with Alex, their team. Henderson, Mitchell, Robinson, Gvardiol. Yeah, I think you've got all the decisions right. They've also gone for the triple captaincy of Erling Haaland. I really hope it works out for the people that are playing that chip this week. Obviously, as a non-Haaland owner, I am going to be sat behind my sofa, hiding for my life. But let's wait and see on that one. Jessica's team, Fort. I have the 4 Fulham boys. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think you've probably got it in the right order, to be honest. But watch Iwobi just going like slap 8 in today. But I think you've got it in the right order. So yeah, I think that's fine. Think I've just got Wood, Gordon problem, and maybe Saliba and Robinson. I would 100% be... Ooh... Wood and Gordon, I think Newcastle are projected to score more goals, so I would be tempted to go down that route this week and play Gordon over Wood. But it's a very, very tight call. But again, I would be leaning more towards that defensive data. I don't really see any way you're going to get Saliba into this side. So again, I think you made the right decisions on that one, Chris. Next team, Flecken, Lewis. Yeah, again, I really don't see how you would get Saliba in this team. Maybe over Minter. But that's a bit of a gamble. So yeah, I think, again, you've got everything correct and set up there. FPL Harry. Doesn't look like FPL Harry. This is what I'm on. I know it looks really shit, but I want Solanke long term. Or do you think it's better to sell him maybe for Mateta or somebody else? 81 points last week. I mean, the defensive injuries are definitely starting to rack up, but Pedporo is fine, so I won't worry about him. Aina, you could very easily drop in for Bailey. You've already got Armstrong, so the move probably would be for Muniz. For Solanke, frees up a little bit of money. You've got, you know, then a little bit of a decision to make next week. I do expect Solanke's price to drop tonight, with a lot of people mass selling him. So I think if I had him and I was a little bit fearful of, you know, losing a little bit of money on him, I probably would look to sell him. But we don't know how long that injury is going to be. He very easily could be back next week. They were very kind of allude with his injury. It just swelled up. Nothing kind of concrete on whether or not he is going to start or be benched. So if you want to take that gamble, go for it, mate. But again, it is a big risk. Already done Kwanzaa to Martinez. What else should I do? -4 for Solanke. I mean, I probably would just suggest playing Rodgers over Solanke rather than doing a -4 this week. That would be my advice. But if you were to take him out, I probably would say it's between Muniz and Armstrong if you are looking for a potential replacement. That would be my advice on that one. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Keep the teams as well coming in. We will obviously try and review everybody's teams. There are lineup leaks for today's early fixture all over Twitter. Cool, we'll go and take a look at those, if they are from reliable sources or not. Yeah, I'm all right. Rolling my transfer. Hendo, Porro, Saliba, Trent, ESR, Saka, Jota, Gordon, Nkunku, Isak and Haaland. Captain, nice. Thoughts on Maddison/Johnson as a pick to cover Tottenham? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of either of those guys, to be honest. Vardy or Muniz, which is better? I would probably say Muniz. The fixtures are definitely there, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Vardy score a goal today again. Which teams has got the best fixtures for the 3/4 next game weeks in terms of clean sheets? We can have a look at that for you very, very now. Wrong one. Wrong one. I can never ever find it. There it is. This is the clean sheet percentages. The top 4 teams for the next few weeks are City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea. They're the teams that are projected for the most clean sheets according to 11FI's data over the next 4 game weeks. So if you are looking for defensive reinforcements, here's probably some of the teams I would be looking to target for the next few weeks. Kulusevski or Nkuku or Matoma. Probably, I'd say Matoma's the most nailed out of all of those. Kulusevski's a short-term punt gamble, and Nkuku, we're not 100% sure he's going to start today, so bit of a gamble on him as well. Should I take a 4-point hit to take out Kwanzaa or Barco, as my other defender is Castagna, who was benched last week? Oh, I just don't see there's much upside in a -4 there. And I think Castagna at least came off the bench, so you minimum probably going to get a point. Yeah, I don't think the -4 is worth it. Don't think it's worth it. Wood to game week 6 in the starting 11? Doubt it. Very much doubt it with Eddie and Nketiah joining. How do I get my team rating? If you want to go to my Twitter at FPLTom_ or use the link as you can see at the top. Make sure you are following me on Twitter and then leave it under my most recent tweet. It'll put it through to me and then we can review it live for you on screen as well. Porro to Gvardiol, 0.5 million in the bank. Gvardiol will rise in price. I mean, as you can see with the clean sheet data, City are projected to do quite well over the next few weeks. So it could be a worthwhile move, but it would not surprise me if Porro does well again this week, that he could also get a price rise to cover that off. It is a gamble, but taking Porro out before Everton at home seems like a bit of a risky decision, if you ask me. Robertson is going to start every game over Tsimikas. I imagine when European football comes around, and with his age, not 100%. Did Eddie go to Forest? I mean, it's been Fabrizio'd, it's been Ornstein, so it's looking likely, yes. It is looking quite likely that that is going to happen. Very much likely. Who is a good choice of transfer for Wood? I mean, Muniz is probably the top one. You've also got, obviously the big man himself in Armstrong as well. And João Pedro with some decent fixtures around 4 and 5 for them as well. Just knocked my monitor there nearly. Muniz or Isak captain? I mean, surely you've got to have better players than that. Surely you've got to have better players to go for than Muniz or Isak. Where's your Liverpool boys? Where's your City boys? Where's even Son or, somebody like that? Kulusevski or Richarlison? I would expect, I would say, looking at some of the team lineups, that Kulusevski is more likely to start than Richarlison, but I think both are very, very short-term picks. Oh, very short-term picks, in my opinion. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Like I said, we will be live all the way up until the deadline. So make sure you all getting those questions in nice and early. Could you review my team name? Could you review my team? If you've sent it me on Twitter, yes. Otherwise, no. If you want to just type it out in the chat, go for it. But yeah, let's have a quick check of Twitter. We've had another one sent in from Raven, I believe. Yeah, that team's fine for this week. Genuinely would make no changes on that team. You've got all the bench in order correctly, and if you are rolling this week, that is fine. I'd go with that one as well. Would go with that one. Is Rico Lewis nailed on? I expect him to play, but obviously Kyle Walker back in training, stuff like that. I would say longer term, probably not. Right, let's have a look at apparently some early team news has been flying around, so let's go and take a look at that on Twitter. Nothing from reliable sources yet, so I would say there's nothing as of yet. So for me, yeah, those that have been saying there is early team news, it's not looking good. Oh, there's a fatty fist bump. But yeah, I can't see anything. Nothing yet, but if you do see anything, make sure you send it over to me or tag me in it and we'll have a look. My front seven is Palmer, Saka, Bruno, Garnacho, Muniz, Watkins, Isak. Who do I captain? You know what? The best thing to do for this week might be to have a look at projected points. Let's get that up. Points predicted, game week 2. Let's have a look. So, who were the players you said? You had Palmer, Saka, Bruno, Garnacho, Muniz, Watkins, Isak. Let's see who comes up first. Palmer with 6.5. Away at Wolves could be a decent shout. Saka with 6.2. Isak with 6. I think those are probably your top 3 options then. Isak, Saka or Palmer. If you want to go off predicted points and use that as your baseline, it is suggesting Palmer's going to be the best, Saka second best, and then Isak third. If we look at projected goals as well from Rob T FPL, Chelsea are the top, then it goes Newcastle, then it goes Arsenal. So if you're looking for, some data or at least algorithm-based decisions to take it away from your hands a little bit, there you go. There's some that you potentially could be going for. Rico Lewis for only a short term. Would he start? Yeah, I think he'd start this game. Longer term, though, I doubt it. I'm dealing with a complicated love triangle. Smith Rowe, Zhao, and then Cuckoo. One must sit on the bench. I mean, if we get early team news and we know João Pedro's playing or not playing, I guess that kind of makes your decision a lot easier. Apparently, Garnacho and Zerki starting. Where have you seen this? What reliable? FPL Tony said no Rodri yesterday. Yeah, I saw that one. Apparently no Ahmed because of family grievance. Haven't seen anything about it, but United fan told me that. Yeah, some people have been saying that in the chat as well about his grievance. So, like, if it's not true, it's a pretty, like, horrible thing to say. But if it is, like, I 100% understand why he wouldn't be available for today's game. But obviously, if you are making stuff like that up, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it, to be honest? So yeah, but yeah, let's wait and see. We'll obviously keep you across any team leaks as well. The deadline is 11 o'clock, so we still do have an hour and 20 minutes. If you have any questions you want to ask me, get them in the chat as we will try to answer as many as we possibly can. Also, if you want your team rating by me, at FPLTom_ or head to the link here. The pinned comment, that will take you to it as well. We do have the mini league code right above my head if you want to go and join that as well. Some really impressive scores in there for game week 1. Should I transfer out Son for Foden? This is the thing, right? I've been debating it myself as well. I've been thinking about it. I've been obviously, let's go back to the hub predictor tool here. It actually has Foden above Son above Foden. Like, Son's here, 6 projected points for this week. If I scroll down, Foden doesn't start to appear till 5.2. Now, it's very, very tight and it's going to be extremely difficult to call which way that is going to go. But it is against Ipswich. It is more the projected minutes. I imagine he'll probably play maybe like 50 onwards. 50 to maybe like 70. 80 at a push, but no more than that. Son, I think with the injuries they've acquired, would probably be seeing a lot more minutes this week. So yeah, I think I'd keep Son, but I 100% understand the appeal of it. Start 2, bench 1, Rice, João Pedro and Cuckoo. Ooh. I mean, Rice is probably the easy bench there, but yeah. Let's wait and see if we've got any. I would definitely keep Son against that defence. Everton are, yeah, there's a lot of defensive injuries. No Tarkowski, no Branthwaite. They haven't even got Ashley Young as a bit of experience. I think it's Michael Keane and Holgate as a centre-back pairing this week. Kamada will score today, mark my words. Wharton is a good shout too. Not for FPL. Not to be honest. KDB over Foden. He is projected more minutes and more points and did start the last game, so I would expect him to start again. So, yeah, could be an option. Palace have scored 8 goals in their last 2 games at home against West Ham. Kamada is a new player looking to make an impact. I'm giving him a chance. Fair enough. Fair enough. I know George, one of our channel members who will be in the chat somewhere, he's a massive Palace fan, so he'll probably be with you on that one. Should I transfer Isak for Muniz? I know it sounds crazy, but Fulham fixtures are great, and I could even upgrade someone to Havertz. No, I don't think I'd recommend doing that. I would not recommend doing that. What does the winner get of your league as a prize? I've not decided yet. I'm not really decided, but any kind of shout outs or any ideas on what we should do as a giveaway? It'll probably be like a shirt or some, I don't know, maybe a shirt or like a voucher or something like that. It's so mad about the Solanke injury. Yeah, I know. Smith Rowe or Garnacho. Let's wait and see if we get early team news. But some of the rumours floating around about Ahmed probably would be tempted maybe to start Garnacho. But I think Smith Rowe against Leicester, you've got to be playing him. Hello, sir. Would you start Lewis, Hall or Rodgers? 4-4-2 with Hall or a 3-5-2 with Rogers. I own Kwanzaa, Solanke, and Barco, so down to one bench player. That's brutal, man. I would go... I think I'd go Lewis Hall, but it's tight. It is tight. Maybe let's have a look at projected points for the two of them for this week. That might help us make our decision a little bit easier. Rogers, where is he? He's not even here. Where the hell's he gone? Where's he gone? Am I going to have to put Morgan in? Is it really being that pedantic? 3.4 for Morgan Rogers. 2.9 for Hall. They're not fancied for a clean sheet this week either. If we look at this one, please be the right one. There we go. Newcastle aren't really fancied for a clean sheet either away at Bournemouth today. Only a 22% chance. So I think I'd take the gamble on Rodgers. I know you're an Arsenal fan, but yeah. Maybe take the gamble, mate. The projected points are like minuscule difference, but the Newcastle clean sheet data is not great, is it? Pedro or Armstrong, 5.5 million only. I mean, Armstrong's got the better next two, so if you're looking for a player for this week, maybe Armstrong. Gibbs-White or Visser-in. Longer term, I would prefer Visser over Gibbs-White. Kai or Isak. The moment, I'd say with some difficult fixtures coming up for Kai in 4 and 5, I would be tempted with Isak. But definitely after that, I would be considering Kai Havertz. Any suggestions on Nkunku or Wood to play? I mean, Wood will probably start the game, and Nkunku's a risk, so maybe just take that risk element out of it and just go for Wood. Don't want to jinx it, but we normally score at home to West Ham 5 last season, 4 the season before. Okay. People are saying that Crystal Palace are going to go and batter West Ham this week, so that's an interesting one. Where are you coming in your own league? I mean, I'm not going to win it. That would be deluded, but I mean, if we come like top 100 in my league, that'd be great. Rico Lewis or Harwood Bellis? Rico Lewis, if you're going to have to start one. Start Alanga or Rogers? There was no update on Alanga's fitness, so I'd gamble on Rogers. Yeah, triple Newcastle this week's probably going to be a bit pongy in it, so might as well go for Rogers. And if he scores against Arsenal, it's kind of like it you know, downgrades it a little bit from you know, complete bum stinger, to be honest. I have both Solanke and Kwanzaa. Their possible stand-ins are Konza and Bailey versus Arsenal. Who should I transfer in? I also don't want to lose too much value. Well, you've already lost the value on Kwanzaa. So Solanke's probably going to drop tonight. So I would recommend replacing him tonight with maybe a Muniz. And then, yeah, I would say then I wouldn't risk a -4. I just would play one of Konza or Bailey. Gibbs-White or Visser for this week, because I have both of them in my squad right now. I probably then would go for Gibbs-White. Can't convince myself to triple captain Haaland. Double game weeks are still going to happen. They will still happen, but we're going to get a lot less. So I understand the appeal of going for Haaland. Bench one of Nkunku, ESR and Muniz. Which one? I'm so torn. Probably Nkunku with his doubt. I imagine ESR and Muniz are both going to start today for Fulham. Yeah, we beat them 5-2 last season at Selhurst, 4-3 the year before. Goals in that game then. All right. Who would you captain between Palmer, Saka, Jota, Bruno Fernandes, Isak, Eze, Trent? Trent could be a great shout for captain. High projected goal involvements, had the best expected assists as well last week. Also pretty good clean sheet data as we saw there. So he could be a really nice differential captain. Otherwise, I probably would be saying Palmer, Saka or Jota as my captains otherwise, to be honest. Do keep the questions coming in. Keep the likes coming in as well, guys. You've been absolutely amazing with your support on the channel today, helping us hit 7,000 subscribers. So massive shout out to you guys. If you do want your team reviewing by me as well before the deadline, obviously use the link for my Twitter at the top. That will definitely help you out. Thoughts on Son to Foden / De Bruyne, or just roll the transfer? Don't have Haaland this week. I mean, as you can see with my team, I was torn between that decision, but I think with some of the injuries, I'm expecting Son to step up this week. There's a weak Everton backline as well, so we are going to back with Son, but I 100% understand the appeal of both Foden and KDB, especially if we get reliable leaks that both of those are starting. Do you still recommend Muniz if you already have ESR? If not, who would you recommend transferring in? Probably my other option would be Stuart Armstrong if I didn't want to have double Fulham attack. Fernandes or Son as a game week 2 punt. I mean, Bruno's fixtures longer term are better than Son's next two, I'd say. But as a short-term punt, just for this week, maybe Son, but I don't really like short-term punts. Start Hall or Munoz. I would start Munoz. Better clean sheet data for me and look really, really attacking in that wing-back role. So I probably would go for that one, to be honest. Sub Harwood Bellis in for Dunk. Also Havertz, Mateta or Muniz for this week. And wildcarding will get Watkins next week. Yeah, I'd probably say I would start Harwood Bellis over Dunk. Better clean sheet data for this week. And then I probably would say I'd start Havertz and Muniz. Or if you're looking for a replacement, I would say Muniz or Havertz over Mateta. Smith Rowe or Gibbs White for this week. Who would you have? I would have Smith Rowe. Can you check my team in the hub? I'm not going to check people's teams in the hub. If you want to go and sign up for it yourself, there is a link in the description to go and check it out for yourself. I'm not doing that. Let me on the stream so I can tear you up a new one. Bro, get your own stream. Get your own stream. Get out of here. Bruno's a great FPL pick, nailed 90 minutes on pens. Yeah, I do think he's a good pick, and especially I'll probably go there when the United fixtures do pick up. That's probably where I will end up at some point. We've had a few other teams sent in as well. I'm playing this weekly FPL where hits don't count. 0.5 million. Any game week 2 recommendations? Who have you got on your bench? So if hits don't count, I mean, I'm not 100% convinced by Welbeck. I think Armstrong might be the better shout there, to be honest. So yeah, I'd probably go with that one. Any suggestions? Pope, Trent, Gvardiol, Porro, and Cuckoo. Joel Linton's a rogue one. But I wouldn't change anyone in the starting 11 for those, and I probably would just roll to next week, to be honest. Probably would just roll to next week. Rude boy living up the name. Yeah, big time, George. Do you feel Hall will become a benching headache? No. Not with that poor clean sheet data. I just think you've always got to back that data and use it. Like, there is a low percentage chance of a clean sheet. No worries, mate. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for coming along. Like I said, guys, if you do have any questions, we will be live all the way up until 11 o'clock. So do keep those questions flying into the chat. Any that you do have. We're also doing team ratings as well, as you just saw there. Obviously, if you're thinking about that triple captaincy for Haaland, take a look at the poll we do have kicking around in the stream. Close to 600 votes, so a good obviously set of data. 51% captain him, 23% don't own him, 20% using that triple captain, and then 5% doing absolutely nothing this week. Is FPL Tommy going to... I've not got Haaland at all. I've got no way to get to him without a minus, so I'm not going for it. Not happening. Not happening. We're not getting Haaland. We're not going to triple captain him. We're not doing anything. So we're all good in that department, to be honest, mate. I don't know. Don't have him. Don't have him. You've just seen my team. I don't have him at all. Will you rate my team if I type it out in the chat? Of course I would. Who should I replace Barco with? This is the thing for me. I wouldn't recommend replacing Barco right now, just because it's not worth a transfer. Especially if you've already got bench cover, it's just not worth it. His price isn't going to drop. So it's just not worth going for, in my opinion. That's my advice on that one, to be honest. That is my kind of advice on that one. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. I have an extra sofa if you need one, bro. I am going to need a sofa so big to cover that 3 o'clocker off. If you haven't seen the new setup we've got for the 3 o'clock games as well, head over to my Twitter. I tweeted it out last weekend. And it's basically, we've got like 3 televisions. It's honestly one of my favourite things I've ever done, setting that up in my living room. If a girl ever comes over, she's probably wondering, why is this guy invited me over? He's probably never ever had sex in his life, to be honest. But most lads can understand this. 3 televisions for that 3 o'clocker. oh, we've got, Soccer Saturday on, then we've got 2 Premier League games on. And if you're going to be like, oh, well, you're illegally streaming them. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If you've been in these streams before, you know what I do for work, so it's fine. We've got those all legit. Would you get Salah for game week 3 or 4 free away Manchester United? I mean, if United look bad again and defensively look very poor, I would be tempted, yeah. Play Munoz or Robinson. I probably would play Robinson this week, but it's a tight call, to be honest. Hi, Tom. Tweeted my team, mentioned you, kindly review it. Yeah, we'll take a look, mate. We'll take a look. Would you TC Haaland if you had him? I definitely would be very strongly considering it. The projected goal involvement is high. It's very, very high, to be honest. But yeah. This girl understands it. Jess, like, you can understand, like, why I would have a free TV setup. And if you came around, that's fine. That's not an invitation, by the way. I'm not getting Jermaine Genius there. I'm just holding my hands up. They're not coming for me. We're not getting that coin, unfortunately. But yeah, you'd understand it. So maybe, hopefully, there's a girl out there for me that will understand whenever she comes around about the free TV setup. So if you are single and want to hit me up, that's fine. But I'm not hitting you up. I'm not Jermaine Genius in you. Which time are we going to see leaks of the starting lineup? They'll just filter through as the closer we get to kick off as well. Yeah, I'll rate your team. Henderson, Trent, Porro, Hall, Saka, Jota, ESR. Yeah, I think you've got everything fine there, mate, to be honest. Looking pretty strong for this week. Start ESR or Nkuku and any chance of a City team leaks? We might get some City team leaks as well. Yeah, we'll go and take a look at some team reviews in a second as well. Morning, Tom. Clayton, Buemo or Bailey in a 3-4-3 or Robinson in a 4-3-4. You can't play 4 up front. But I would probably be more inclined to play Robinson over both of those. Yeah. I hear your apology when Kamada scores or assists today. What are you going to do if he doesn't? I want to know what you're going to do if he doesn't score today. Let me know. Let me know. Right, let's have a look at Twitter before we get any more hot water. Cheers for the follow as well. Like I said, if you are sending me a team, make sure you are following me on Twitter because sometimes it doesn't pull through. Thoughts on this one? Alisson, Becker, Porro, Virgil, Robinson, Gusto. This is nice. I like this. I think you've got all the benching correct. Maybe put Murillo above Vissa, but everything else looks very good and very strong. Let's have a look quickly. Someone didn't tag me. Let's have a quick look, see if there's any hidden away, because sometimes that's what happens. There'll be some down here, I guarantee it. Here we go. We didn't do this one. 95% on the Fantasy Football Hub AI rating. Obviously, if you want to go and check that out, there is a link in the description. But yeah, this team looks good. Interestingly, Smith Rowe predicted more than Chris Wood, but you've got everyone right. There's no one I would be changing. So yeah, I think you've got it completely nailed on there. Let me quickly head over to my profile and make sure, again, I've not missed anyone out. If it hasn't appeared, guys, just make sure you are definitely following me on Twitter because sometimes it doesn't pull through and does sometimes come down to these hidden ones, so we just have to make sure. But we've kind of done everyone that is there. So if you have sent me over your team, make sure you are following me. And, yeah. Probably lose my marbles. Yeah, I would. Porro and Nkuku Hall can only start 2. I probably would go Porro and Nkuku then, to be honest. Just sent my team in. Cool. We'll go and check that out in a second. We'll get a few more of those built up before we go and check some more. So if you do want your team reviewing by me before the deadline, make sure you are getting it sent over. If you've got any questions as well, get them in the chat. Thank you very much for helping us hit 7,000 subscribers today, guys. It's been absolutely incredible. Obviously, this has been, well, or will be a 3-hour stream, which is tiring to say the least. So your support is appreciated. People are loving the Palace hype today. I think Eze owners could do very well today, to be honest. Hi mate, I have triple Fulham, good idea. Robinson, ESR and Muniz. Also triple captain Haaland this week, or wait till a double game week. I definitely think there's the option to go for it this week. We're going to have a lot less double game weeks. Someone nearly fired up an ice cream van outside, but we're going to get a lot less double game weeks this season, so I think it could be worth it. Start Martinez or Mikalenko. Martinez has got better clean sheet odds, so I'd start him. Tom, please help me. I'm free hit this week. Henderson, Trent, Porro, Luis, Robinson, Jota, Son, KDB, Haaland, Wood, Isak. What do you think? I would probably have Muniz in over Wood, just because he's higher projected points, higher projected goal involvement, so I'd go for him as well. Can you rate my team? Yep. Yeah, I would just be a little bit concerned about Elanga. We got no injury update around his potential injury, but still a very, very decent option. So, yeah, I think that team looks fine, mate. Just be a little bit worried that he might not play. We didn't get an update, but obviously came off early in the last game. Let's have a look at this team that was sent in. Pick one of these four options. Sell Mikalenko for Lewis to bench Hall. Sell Gordon to Eze. Sell Nkuku for Doku. Roll my transfer. Now, I would recommend rolling the transfer, but I like number 2. I really, really like number 2 as an option. I think as well a lot of the Palace fans are very high in this chat, to be honest. But yeah, I think 2 or 4 would be my picks, to be honest. Let's have a look if we've had any kind of early team news filter through. Doesn't look like it yet, to be honest. Oh, Jermaine Genius back on the timeline. Oh, I mean, after my comments, eesh. I'm really fighting the urge not to triple captain him. Go for him. I might show you some more data that might sway you in that way. This is the hub predictor tool for the top projected points for this week. 8.7. I think this is the highest it's been in 2 seasons, someone was telling me in my stream yesterday. So, you know, just something to maybe think about with Erling Haaland if you are thinking about obviously hitting that triple captain button. We've been speaking about Eze as well as a potential option. As you can see here, 6.8 predicted points is extremely high. Might, but he might be able not to afford Muniz. Right, okay. Jermaine Genius's Barmy Army is not something we are going to start in this chat. I don't trust the Palace defence anymore with both centre-backs about to be gone. You still confident in Henderson? The thing with goalkeepers, right, and I've explained this at the start of the season, I did my research and my due diligence into it. You might as well just pick a goalkeeper and hold them throughout the year. Palace will definitely get defensive replacements in. They were still one of the best teams for XG conceded and have been for a long, long time in the Premier League. And I expect that to continue. I think as well, you might as well just select a 4.5 million goalkeeper, hope for the best, and they will pick up save points. They will score like points decently as well, so it's just worth it in my opinion. Not worth it. Haaland has 8.4 for game week 9. Exactly, but 8.7 for this week, so you might as well go for it. Dear. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. I went for the wrong one. Whoops. Do keep the questions coming in. Like I said, we will be live all the way up until the deadline at 11 o'clock. We've had pretty amazing numbers in here today, so massive shout out to you guys. You've been absolutely immense. We've managed to hit that 7,000 subscriber mark as well, which I'm grateful for. Really, really grateful for. Hopefully we can kick on 7.5 the next target and then on to the big one. 10K. Like, I never imagined hitting 10K on this channel. Never, ever in my... Like, I gave up at one point with this channel for a little bit. I was dealing with some stuff. Gave up with the channel. And I never thought we'd get it back. But consistent uploads. Then last season, we absolutely smashed it out of the park. And then this season... Yeah, I do read some of your messages and I can't read them out loud and I just laugh a little bit. But... this season, we're absolutely killing it. The Euros was amazing. This start to this FPL season has been amazing for subscribers as well. So do keep up the continued support. I love every single one of you for your dedications and the community we're building here. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, sorry to get all emotional on you on a Saturday morning, but it is what it is. Henderson, Trent, Gvardiol, Gabriel, Eze, Isaka. I like that team. You've gone with Salah captain. Good. Sometimes, yeah, you put stuff in the chat and I can't read them out loud because we'll get demonetized, but they're funny. They make me laugh. You know I have a good sense of humour. Let's have a check if there's been any early team news as of yet. Remember that deadline is closing in at 11 o'clock, so in around an hour's time. Nothing yet though, so yeah, we're just kind of waiting and holding at the moment, and seeing what happens. All the way to the top, Tom. Love that. We love that. I hope so. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're getting recognition for the work that we are doing already. It's only going to continue to grow. And like, that's all down to you guys. You know, you guys are the absolute bee's knees, to be honest. Solanke to Muniz, Armstrong, or switch. What's that question? Or switch to a 3-5-2 and go Eze for a -4. I don't think it's worth the -4 in my opinion, especially this early on in the season. Saka to Son for a weak punt? No, I won't be doing that. I mean, I can't read that one out either, but it's a great comment. And just to clear this up, you'll be in my DMs. I won't be in your DMs. Okay, there we go. Must take a -4 to replace Elanga, as I took the free transfer to sell Solanke and buy Muniz. So Elanga replacement, who do you think I should bring in? Of note, there's 1.5 million in the bank, so you could get a 7 million player. Is that right? Is my maths correct? If I needed a 7 million player, Eze. 100% would be Eze. If you've not already got him, let me know. But he would be the one. Tom, do a coin flip. Please tell me heads. I triple captain, tails I don't. All right, we've got £1 here. £1. There's heads. There's tails. We're going to flip it, and then I'll let you know what it is. I'm going to try and catch it, because I don't want it to like go in my water. So I'm just going to back up a little bit. Hey. Ready? It's heads. I can't quite show you. Hang on. Where's my hand? There we go. It's heads. Look, I've not altered that. That's heads. I've just flipped that off my hand there. Heads. There you go. Heads. So what is it you're doing? I triple captain, tails I don't. Well, you triple captain in then, mate. Go for it. Your luck's in. I found your channel somewhere near the start of last season, and your growth over the year has been crazy. Congrats, mate. Yeah, it's been great. It really, really has been great, to be honest. It's just been crazy. It's been a crazy year, and it is just continuing to grow. And like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's getting to that point where it's like, this is a bit surreal. But yeah, I really, really appreciate it, guys. No worries. Thanks for the answer. My thinking is Son play number 9 role. I don't think he will play the number 9 role. I think it will be maybe Kulusevski or Richarlison will do it. What you feel about Leif Davis from game week 3? Good fixture run. Could play him about 7 games straight. Yeah, I think, you know, the defensive data won't be there and the clean sheets won't be there. It will be those attacking returns. And at 4.5 million, he could be a great option. Interestingly, he had the most touches, I think, in the final third for any Ipswich player, and he plays left back. So against lesser opponents, I imagine he will do quite well. Bench 1, Rodgers, Isak, or Havertz. I mean, that's a pretty easy decision there. It's going to be Rodgers, isn't it? That you're going to mention that one. Let me know if you're off to any games today, guys. Anyone got any ACCAs on the line as well? Let me know if you've got any money placed around. Let me know your bets. Let me know if you're off to any games as well. I think in honour of Richarlison playing, you should check out the Richie lad video. Lad, I already know it. I'm gonna do it. It's like that, innit? Just Richie, go on, Richie lad. Love it. Is Xerxes a proper option? Not yet. Not for me. The fixtures aren't quite there, but he might be a good option when the fixtures definitely turn. But yeah. There you go. That's what other streamers won't do for you. That's what other content creators won't do for you. They won't do the Richie ones. Off to the Palace game today. I love that from you, George. Hopefully a win for Palace today. I interestingly was looking at a Palace kit last night, so we might get one of those. As you know, I absolutely love football kits. We're repping the AC Milan shirt from this season. It's quite a nice shirt, can't complain. But yeah, we might pick up the Crystal Palace one. And I think it was the Atletico Bilbao one I was looking at last night as well. FPL Focal wouldn't do that for me, bro, no. None of them would. None of them would, you know, do the Richie dance for you. None of them would dance. They're all stiff. They're robotic. They are robotic. Yes, now. Imagine me rolling up in a Crystal Palace shirt. The amount of Palace subscribers I think we've got at the moment is ridiculous. So it would definitely go wrong. Bench one of Gordon, Saka, ESR, Muniz, or Big Ben. Ooh. I would be tempted to say Big Ben. That would probably be the one for me, but it's a decent fixture. He looked really good. I think you could end up with some points on the bench there, a turkey in a bush. But for me, I probably would say Big Ben would probably be the less of the ones I would be concerned about. But they're all great options. You could end up with some points. Gonna go into Andy's stream and tell him he's robotic. Brother, if you get Andy to do the chicken, I will love you forever. I'll love you forever. Oh dear. Love it. The Jeffrey Schlups are in the chat as well. We just love it. We just love it. We do love it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. You know, I might get the Palace shirt. It does look pretty decent this season. I do like it. I really, really do like it. In my fifth in my money league, everybody above me have no Haaland. Would you? TC of captain is already a big differential. I mean, he's already a big differential captain him. Triple captain, though, could either go one of two ways. You've already wasted that chip, which would be a big blow, with obviously double game weeks coming up further down the season. Or it could be the catalyst that could be the difference come the end of the year if he pops off against Ipswich. We've seen the predicted points. We've seen the projected data as well, suggesting that he could be a fantastic option this week. So I think it could be worth it. But yeah. Don't know why I thought the deadline was 10:30. Nah, it's at 11, so we've still got plenty of time to go. We've still got 50 minutes, so yeah, still a lengthy stream, to be honest. But yeah, keep the questions coming in. If you want your team rating by me as well, you know, get it in. We'll try and answer as many questions as we can before the deadline as well as possible. Hopefully cover off some early team news that we will get in as well. But yeah, plenty of good stuff going off, to be honest. Plenty of good stuff going off. Any team news? Let's have a look for you, Luke. Let's have a look. I don't think we'll have anything as of yet. We've got another team to review, so we'll go and take a look at that one. But at the moment, absolutely diddly squat in terms of team news, so not great. I also might need a dump in a second, so I'll do this team review, have a quick dump, and then we'll be back. So keep the questions rolling in. He's got slow mode on. Game's gone. Have I? Have I got slow mode on? I hope not. Any suggestions? Pope, Alexander-Arnold, Gvardiol, Pedporo, and Cuckoo, Joelinton. Oh, we did this one. I probably would play... I think you could end up with some points on the bench, maybe for a clean sheet from Colwell, but it is away. But yeah, I think you've got everything right, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't think I'd change anything. Right, I'm just going to go to the toilet quickly, and then we'll be back for the final section, if you like, of today's stream, all the way up until the deadline. Keep the questions coming in. If you want to get your team reviewed by me, at FPLTom_ on Twitter, or use the link in the at the top, the pinned obviously comment. That's the place to do it. And yeah, I'll be back in a second. Just going to quickly use the little boys' room. Show dump on group chat. Yes, I will do, mate. There we go. Come back, and I'm already being rinsed for having a shit. You love to see it. Best game week 2, 6 million forward. Looking at Vardy or Visser. I think Armstrong could be a decent shout. Half a stone lighter, yeah, definitely so. It was one of those ones that's just been brewing for a bit, and it's just it needed to come out, to be honest. Let's have a look if anyone sent me their teams or we've got any early team news. Doesn't look like we've had anyone else send through their teams. Nothing else in terms of team leaks either at the moment. Match day 2 predictions. Again, like I said, we've been using some of 11FI's data. Amazing stuff, so go and check him out. Nothing to kind of see at the moment. I would be hoping that we get some sort of early team news, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. The sound of relief. It was a relieving poo. Let's just put it that way. It was a relieving poo. Oh dear me, Christ! What a stream. Not an Anaka yet, but like Fulham, Palace, and Watford. Decent shouts, to be fair. Decent shouts. Obviously, you know, there's a few Palace fans in this chat being quite boisterous. If you are looking maybe for some advice as well on that, for Fantasy EFL, we obviously outlined the kind of teams that are projected to win, projected clean sheet data, and obviously projected goal data. I do all that myself using betting data. So, yeah, you know, there's some teams that you can definitely look to target as well. Do we know if Jake is still on the TC train? I haven't heard from Jake this morning. I'll drop him a message on quickly and see if he's alive. But I think I've seen him in the group chat popping up. So let me just ask him. You still on the TC train? But yeah, I've asked him. But yeah, if you're looking for some, like, you know, I wouldn't use it for betting data. I use it personally for my EFL fantasy stuff, but it obviously outlines which teams are projected to do quite well. Hi Tom, would you play Gabriel or Lewis? I would recommend playing, I hope I've clicked the right one. I would recommend playing Gabriel. As we can see from the projected goals and clean sheet data from Rob T FBL, it does have a higher probability of a clean sheet for Arsenal over Newcastle this week, and this is using betting data. These guys do their due diligence, do their research, so I would be recommending that one. Should I use my wildcard? I would only recommend using your wildcard if your team is absolutely riddled with injuries or you've got a lot of non-playing players. So yeah, that's probably what I'd do, that one. I sent you my team. Cool, we'll go and check that out. Yes, we are rating teams. If you do want your team rated by myself, either whack it in the chat and we'll get round to it. Or if you go head over to my Twitter at FPLTom_ or use the link that is the pinned comment, that will take you to it. And again, you can you know, get your team rated for free by me. Obviously, if I don't get around to rating it, though, you can also head over to Fantasy Football Hub's AI algorithm that will rate your team out of 100 as well. So, yeah, go for it. Christ, that's when you know you probably should stop if you're betting on Estonian Cyprus cricket. You think Rodgers' long-term minutes are safe? I think if they sign Sterling, they'll become a lot more dubious. But let's wait and see. Tummy's still rumbling. It's got a bit of tummy ache still. Commiserate. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people will, but I will be quite jovial, so I probably would not recommend coming to this stream. If obviously the big man does blank, I'll be quite happy. I'll be quite you know, spirited, if you like, especially if Salah pops up as well. Tom, take the wheel. Do I triple captain Haaland? Do you want to do a coin flip as well? We can do a coin flip for you, mate, if you want. Let me know. But I think it is a great option to do it. I think his effective ownership is going to be at least 200%. Want me to bring you a steak bake? If you want to bring me a steak bake, go for it. I am getting a little bit peckish. I reckon I'll take a trip to Morrison's after the game's done before the 12:30s. Get something decent in. I don't know what I want though. But I'll definitely get something in for lunch, I reckon. We'll have a protein shake and then Maybe. Give me some suggestions. What should I have for lunch? I'm feeling like I need to get some rice, so we'll definitely get a bit of that. But maybe like some chicken. Maybe some chicken. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to bring me a steak bake, please do. Please do. We've got about 40 minutes till the deadline, so do keep those questions coming in. Obviously, we'll do team ratings as and when they do pop in as well. This team we've had doing Solanke to Adam Armstrong using the free transfer makes sense. I think Muniz could also be a decent shout as well, but it's pretty strong. Other than that, it's a great side. I feel you've got all the benching decisions correct. It probably would be between Armstrong and Muniz for me as potential options for the forward area. League 2 doesn't look like we have anything, to be honest. Nothing in terms of team data at the moment. Nothing in terms of team news, sorry. Salah or Haaland captain. If you've got Haaland this week, you have to be captaining for me. That's why you're paying the big bucks. That's why you've got him in the team, to give him the armband for fixtures like Ipswich. I probably will get a fruit bowl, you know, and I would probably end up with a sausage roll at some point. But yeah, donuts are only exclusive for bulking, and we've just finished a cut. We're not bulking at the moment. So yeah, donuts are only for when we become a big fat boy again in the winter months. Obviously, if you were around for last season, you saw me just, and now we're obviously back to being like a slim Jim. Is Solanke a sell? I would recommend, yeah, probably taking him out. He's probably going to dip tonight or tomorrow night with people obviously offsetting him. So yeah, I would probably recommend getting off him. Muniz and Armstrong are my favourite options, but you've got plenty of other good, cheap options as well. I miss Morrison's, only have 3 different supermarkets here in New Zealand and all suck ass. What are the 3 supermarkets you got out there? Because I'm interested. I'm curious. I have Salah and Haaland, so I have to choose. I'd go Haaland then, 100%. 100%. This is the reason you have Haaland in your side for fixtures like Ipswich. This is what you're paying, like I said, that premium price for him for. Better on projected points, better for goal involvement as well for Erling Haaland for this week. So it's just worth having him over Salah for captain, if you've got the two, to be honest. His EO is probably going to be close to 200% as well, which is scary. It's scary as a non-owner. I'm not looking forward to logging into FPL.team today and seeing his effective ownership at full time. That is going to be frightful. Genuinely frightening. But yeah, keep the questions coming in, guys. Like I said, if you do have any or want your team rating by myself, we will do that all the way up until the deadline. Hopefully we get some early team news flying in as well, which would be great. Can you rate someone else's team out of 10 when I sent it to you and then come up with suggestions for their team? Would you make a better team? Yeah, no worries. No worries. If you want to send me their team as well, we'll take a look at it. We will take a look at it, but obviously tell them to come down to the stream themselves. Get them in here. Come on, lads. But yeah, if you want to send that over, mate, we'll take a look at that for you. Do you use live FPL during games? I do. I'm a bit of a sado, if you can't tell. But I also use FPL Focal's new app. I think that's brilliant, especially for like loading up games where I want to see bonus. Before you had to go into every single game. That's nice and easy, so I think that's a great app. I think he's done a justice to the FPL community as well. We can see all the price changes as well. It's a great app, so I would highly recommend it. I mean, if you've not already checked it out, just type in FPL Focal. It'll pop up. It's one of the most downloaded apps at the moment within the football/gaming community, so definitely worth investing in. Well, it's free, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Let me know what other apps you guys use. Obviously, I use Fantasy Football Hub, FPL.team, Live FPL, and of course that Focal one as well. But yeah, let me know. Yeah, I'm rating teams, Rami. So if you want to send that over to me, I am rating them. Watkins or Garnacho? If Garnacho starts, I'd probably take the gamble on Garnacho if we get early team news. Whom to bench? Wood, Eze, Gordon, Havertz or Nkunku? I think it's between Nkunku and Wood for me. And I think with the uncertainty around Nkunku, I probably would say him. Is the Android version out? I don't know. I think he was working on it. So I'm not 100% sure that is out yet. If Nkunku blanks, does that mean he's out of your team? It depends how the blank is. If he plays like a full 90 but has loads of opportunities, I'll probably give him some more kind of leeway for future weeks. But if he comes off early again, doesn't look good, then I probably would, yeah, get rid of him. Woolworths, Park and Save, and New World. The last two are owned by the same company, and they're all expensive as fuck. Monopolies suck. They do indeed. We used to have Woolworths over here in the UK, but yeah, interesting. Surprised like not like an Aldi or a Lidl has popped up over there, but yeah. Plan was to be here at 8, lol, but hungover prevented that. How are you, mate? I'm good. I'm good. I hope you're doing well as well, Josh. How's your team looking? Any dilemmas? I use Plant FPL as well. Basically just lets you make your team. Yep, 100%. And Cuckoo going to pay trust this week? I hope so. I hope so. Not released on Android yet. Focal still working on it. Oh, that's a shame, but still a great app. And when it does come out on Android, definitely worth it. I'm triple Cal. Oh, triple captain. I've got dilemma. Start Murphy or Robinson. Ooh. I think I'd go Robinson. That's why you've got him in this week. Decent clean sheet odds as well. So I think I'd probably go for that one. We'll check your team in a second as well, Rami. 4 million, Villa right back, being class pre-season. Already got minutes first game and likely to start soon with Cash Knock. I haven't seen anything about this Cash Knock. Have you got any sources on that? I didn't see any of that yesterday, but could be an interesting one at 4 million then. Cool. Gary sent me his team. I have 1 million in the bank. Thinking of transferring Robinson in for Barco and subbing him for Mikalenko. What do you think? It's not the worst idea in the world, to be honest. It isn't the worst idea in the world, but I think I would prefer to wait and use 2 free transfers next week. I think that would be the better option. I know like he's not going to pick up any points, but yeah, I think that transfer is going to be more valuable for next week rather than this week, and it gives you a little bit more idea on what to do. We'll have a better, player base to judge off and stuff like that, so I'd wait. Solanke out, probably who to bring in and who to bench. I mean, yeah, I think you can get away with it this week. Like, that team's fine, but I would be a little bit wary of, obviously, his price decreasing maybe tonight. So, could be worth making the switch to, like, a Muniz or an Armstrong or someone that you could bench this week and, not have to worry about it would be João Pedro. He's got good fixtures in 4 and 5, so you could very easily just leave him for this week on that bench. But, again, it is eating to that transfer. But again, it is whether or not you want to, lose that 0.1 million value from Dominic Solanke. So I think that team's fine to play this week and not have to worry about things too much. But obviously, if you are looking for a player, Pedro, Muniz, Armstrong are my probably favourites there. FPL Josh was debating a hit for Solanke. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. But I think I would just stick it out. I wouldn't be taking a hit for him. He could very easily be back next week as well. Obviously, FPL have got him flagged to game week 4, but if he makes decent recovery, he could be back for game week 3 very easily. Very, very easily indeed. Chelsea or Spurs defence. I know the projected clean sheets say Spurs, but I never trust a Spurs defender. I think you have to back the data, so I would be saying the Spurs one. I'm trying to hold for 5 transfers. I mean, good luck to you, Jessica, but it's going to be hard. It really is. With Everton's defence in tatters, is T seeing Son crazy? Yeah, it is. It is. Harwood, Bellis or Winks? I'd probably play Harwood, Bellis. Sells or Henderson? Oh, good question. We can just go and have a look who's more likely to get a clean sheet. 28%, 24%. I'd back Crystal Palace. They're at home as well, so Henderson for that one. Great. Thanks a lot, mate. I'm considering Armstrong, but who to bench for him if I bring him in? Ooh, let me quickly get your team back up again. Maybe one of your defenders, but I don't really know who I would. That's why I'm saying maybe it's worth rolling, just because I think that team's already quite strong. Just feels illegal to use triple captain in game week 2. It does, but who knows what could happen today. I'm hoping for a Haaland blank, but it could very easily go the other way. Very, very easily. Very, very easily. I just have had a reply from Jake, so we'll see what he's up to. See if he is using that triple captaincy. Here he is. Here he is. He's in the chat. He's here. It's like a yellow in the first 30 seconds. And he says, oh yeah, baby. He's here. He's going to triple captain. Erling Haaland, I rate it. I back him. Yeah, we just reviewed your one, Josh. If you want to go back and just quickly, like, flash back probably like a minute or so, it will be there. We did review that one. Hasn't been pictured in training. Interesting. Maybe then for these few game weeks coming up. FF Scouts Joe has Barco, Slanky and Kwanzaa. What? That man could teach Marcus Aurelius patience. That is one of the best things I think we've seen in the chat today. Hey Jeff, how's it going, mate? Ideally a Haaland red card. It would be sexual. Let's put it that way. If he got a yellow card nice and early, or a red card. Oh, I think what could be beneficial for us non-Haaland people is if he obviously, City go up quite a few goals early, and then they take him off. That would be ideal. But, it is what it is. Jake is on Haaland triple captain, so I think you've got to go for it, George, now. Come on. It's got to be done, mate. It's got to be done. Bring Muniz in, Solanke, or start Garnacho. I think you could very easily start Garnacho if we get early team news, but Solanke's a great shout. Muniz is a great shout for Solanke as well. Oh dear. That could have been... Oh, I've done it again. Anything in terms of team news? Nothing. Absolutely diddly squat at the moment. We've got half an hour till, of course, obviously the deadline is at 11. If you want your team reviewing, leave it under my most recent tweet at FPL Tom, or obviously use the pinned comment and it'll take you over to there as well. I already have sold Kwanzaa to Robinson. Is it worth a -4 to Solanke? I have Kwanzaa as bench cover. I think I'd leave it. I don't think it's worth the -4. Yeah, Josh, we did your team already, mate. Like I said, if you want to go back a little bit, you'll see it. We can do another coin flip as well if you're thinking about a triple captaincy. Even though I haven't used my free transfer, I'm thinking of benching Solanke and playing João Pedro. Reassessing in a few days. Is that too risky? No, I think that's a perfectly viable option. We could get positive news around Solanke next week. That means he's back for next week. You never know. But at the same time, I would expect Solanke's price to drop, and that is probably why I think some people will be looking to, play the transfer this week. -4 though, probably not worth it for that 0.1 million drop. So yeah. Posted a link to the cash injury news on your deadline post. Thank you very much for that, mate. Appreciate that one. Swapped Pickford for Post. No, don't worry about that. I would not be wasting a goalkeeper transfer. I never do. No worries, mate. No worries. I was like, why is he spamming me? I was like, we've done this. We've done your team, Josh. No worries, mate. All good. All good in the hood. Let's have a look. Matty Cash, on the other hand, was subbed off due to a hamstring injury. At least we think Cash was... Okay, that could be it then. We could have a 4 million playing defender for Villa. So the people that are maybe thinking about a transfer for Barco next week might just be worth holding out. If this Villa guy's playing more, we'll get more info on Cash as well. Could be worth it. Morning, Tom. I've swapped out Solanke for Armstrong, which gave me a spare 2 million in the bank. I have Barco on the bench. Do I use that 2 million spare to totally drop him now and get someone else on the bench? I wouldn't waste another transfer this week, or at least a -4 this week. I'd wait. You've then got 2 million to make a pretty big decision next week with a transfer. You'll have more information about certain players in your team, so that's the advice I would hold. Just a little bit of patience. You don't ideally need that bench cover unless you've got a couple of risky players in your starting 11, so I wouldn't be worried too much. Thoughts on Mateta in for Solanke as a punt? I'm sure some of the Crystal Palace boys will tell me this, but is he injured? I know he went off in the last game, but might not be worth it. Who will score more points this week, Adam Armstrong or Muniz? I think it's probably going to be tight between the two, but I think if you look at Fantasy Football Hub's projected points model, it is suggesting Muniz. So there you go. Haaland or Salah? Ooh, I mean, it depends. Like if you've got both of them this week, you're gonna captain Haaland. Haaland is the better option this week. But as somebody who doesn't have him, I have to say Mohamed Salah, don't I? So there it is. It's not that I don't think Haaland's a good asset, and it's not that I don't think I'm not deluded enough to think he won't score today. He will. He will score at some point today. It's more a damage limitation. Tom gets banned on TikTok again after Haaland's second yellow. Oh, 100%. Cheers, Jake. We'll go and take a look at that one. Matoma and other Japanese players are underrated in FPL and in the Premier League. Yep, I mean, Matoma's great. We've got AC Milan's one from this season. Let's go and have a look at Jake's team. He sent it me. Like I said, if you want to be like Jake and send me a team, he says, voila. Pickford, Porro, Gabriel, Gavardio, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs White, Ben Burton, Diaz, Diego Jota, Odegaard. Benching Isak? No. No, Jake, no. Get Isak in here over these two clowns every day of the week. But he's gone with the triple captain. But yeah, I would 100% get Isak in over these two clowns here. What are you doing? Put Isak back in now. Ahmed Traore or Rodgers to replace Ahmed? I would probably go Rodgers, to be honest. Probably go Rodgers on that one. Is having Salah not a bad option? No, like there's pros and cons to both, isn't there? Like, I think in the next 2 weeks, a lot more people will be looking to clamber him with the strong Liverpool fixtures. But, you know, at the moment, there's definitely room to go without him. Akanji going to play? I imagine Akanji would play today. But you never know with Pep. No, you can't play double Forest. Lad, no. Not Hudson-Odoi and Gibbs White over Isak or Odegaard. No. Come on. Come on, Jake. Come on. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. We've got about 25 minutes up until the deadline. This has been a super long stream. We started at 8 o'clock this morning. And if the people were there at the start, they realised my voice has obviously changed dramatically. Morning voice, I'm always a little bit raspy. As we progress a little bit later on in the day, it does start to mellow out a little bit. And it becomes a little bit, timid. But yeah. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Like I said, today's been a pretty immense stream, hitting that 7,000 subscriber mark. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I reckon we can pull it round. We can pull it round, Josh. Don't worry about that one. Is it Willy Bolly 2-1, Christopher and Cuckoo? Damn it. Should I do a -4 Solanke to Muniz? Not in my opinion. I don't think that's worth the -4. Solanke could very easily be back next week, so I don't think it's worth doing. I also realised I haven't put any spray on and I can start to smell my armpit, so I'm just going to quickly spray. There we go. Captain Salah or Palmer? I would captain Salah this week if I had. Well, I do have him, and if I had both, though, I would still go with him. I'm starting a rumour that Pep has captained Salah and not starting Haaland. You go for it, mate. What do you think? Who do you think will finish higher in La Liga, Atleti or Barca? Atletico Madrid. They've made some really good signings. I don't think a -4 for Lanky is worth it. I hate hits. Only hit twice all season last year. Yeah, I think they're even more detrimental this year with the ability to roll transfers longer term. Hey Tom, start Ben White or Robinson? I mean, if you're paying that big bucks for Ben White, I would say you kind of have to start him. Their clean sheet data's not that bad as well for this week, but Robinson and Fulham, pretty good for clean sheets this week, so I probably would go with that one. Punting on Bernardo Silva besides the TC Haaland. Nice. Tom, I've TC'd Haaland. Love that from you, George. Big up. Lord Robinson. Let's go. Solanke to Xerxes or Gordon to Eze. I think Xerxes a little bit of a knee-jerky move. I don't know if he's going to see out a full 90 yet. Might not even start today. We're still waiting for team news on that one. I like the Gordon to Eze move, though. That is the one that Fantasy Football Hub recommended for me, to be honest. Rodgers or Bellis? I probably would play Bellis, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's a very, very close call between those two, but I probably would lean more towards Bellis. Let's have a look if we've got any early team news. We are fast approaching that deadline. Whoops. That's me lot for the week. Haaland captain. FPL Tony has. Doesn't have any other City players in his team, so that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Do you think Muniz will play 90? I think he'll play probably like 81 again. You think Murphy could return this week? He should be a 90-minute man, and I can see Leicester scoring versus Fulham. I think he'll play a lot more minutes. Obviously, he had to come off early, but the fact that he was the first player they went off does suggest maybe he's like down a little bit in the pecking order. Any Garnacho news possible? I hope so, but nothing as of yet. Nothing as of yet. I'm just going to quickly whip up the snip tool and post on Twitter. Wabam. Where's the little lock? Let's get that in. Boom. There we go. Little tweet. Start Mikalenko or Kwanzaa. If surely Mikalenko, but what's your thoughts? Yeah, I mean Kwanzaa's probably not even going to play, so yeah, I'd do that one. Rico Lewis, if we get that early, yeah, we could maybe get that early from FPL Tony, but let's wait and see. -4 selling Bruno for KDB or Foden worth it? No, it's not worth the -4 in my opinion. Not worth the -4 in my opinion. Last 20 minutes, guys. If you do have any questions, get them in. If you want your team rating by myself, also get that one in. Hudson-Odoi or João Pedro? I probably would go Hudson-Odoi. Should I start Wood or ESR? I probably would start ESR this week. But again, both good options. But I probably would be slightly leaning more towards ESR, a home fixture. Chris Wood, besides scoring his goal, didn't do too much as well. Would you TC Haaland? I think if I had him, I would be 95% sure I would go for it. Highest projected points for a single game week player in the past 2 seasons. The data is suggesting there's an 89% chance of an anytime return for Erling Haaland. So I think if I did, I would maybe consider it. We're going to have less double game weeks this season. We've got another chip as well, which I think would be more useful in those, obviously, double game weeks as well. FPL Harry Mod back here again. It's chaos, nice and calm here. Yes, obviously when you were in here last time we had about 100 and whatever people. It does obviously drop off as the big boys do start streaming, but it's nice and calm over here. And yeah, we love it. We do love it. Maybe bring some over. Bring some more over. Make it a little bit more chaotic in here. I'd love it. João Pedro or Gabriel? Ooh, I think I'd play Gabriel. Keep Bruno. Yeah, 100% keeping Bruno. If I had him, I'd be keeping him. He looked really, really good. So there's no point taking him out. No point whatsoever. Oh, that could be a good one. Allows you to repeat any chip. Could be a decent shout. Could be a decent shout. What should I do if Bruno Fernandes doesn't return this game week? Watch how he performs. Like, if he puts up decent XG again, I think he's still worth holding on to. He's a 90-minute man. He's on penalties. And can play as the false 9 as well. What should I do? Oh, yeah, we answered that one. Jessica said, I like the bigger streamers, but this is more interactive. Impossible to get a reply from them. Yeah, I think that's probably why some people obviously come out to my streams and stuff. Is like, you know, you have a little bit more interaction. Like, obviously we don't have as many subscribers. We are building on that, but I will interact with as many of you as I can. I don't think it's the fact that they're being dicks or anything like that. They just have thousands in their stream, so it's so hard to obviously talk to everyone. FPL Fran and Let's Talk FPL are toying with TCing Haaland, and everyone is freaking. I think if those two do it, they will be a catalyst for 200 plus EO for Haaland, because they could very much sway where like a large proportion of engaged managers go. So yeah. Can you look at my team on X? Yeah, we'll go and take a look. What do you think of Nketiah as an option at 5.9 if he joins Forest? Surely he'll start. I think he'll slowly get embedded in, but maybe one for a few game weeks' time. Yeah, I agree with George. I've seen that one in Fantasy EFL, and I think that's probably the one we'll go for. I just come here. I've watched Tom go from 500 to 7k now. An absolute pleasure. Appreciate that, man. I know you've been here from very, very early on. Really, really appreciate your support. So, massively appreciated. Like, it's only going to continue to grow. We will hit 10k at some point this season, and that's just going to be, like, mind-blowing. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. If Subitslide doesn't return this game week, should I transfer him out for someone? And yes, who should it be? No, he got an assist last week and looked really good. So I'd keep him. Yeah. I do have a league where we only play until Christmas. What would you have done if you were in the same position? I would TC Haaland. If I was only playing up till Christmas, I would TC Haaland. We've had a few more people send me over their teams. No, we haven't. We've just had people liking my teams. Doesn't look like we're going to get any early team news here. We've got 15 minutes till the deadline. Nothing as of yet, but we will try and keep you guys posted as much as possible. But yeah, nothing as of yet. Nothing as of yet. It will be interesting to see if FPL Fran and obviously Thingy do do use the triple captain, because that would be funny if he blanks. 100 likes on the stream now. Yep, thank you guys. You guys have been like genuinely incredible today. Like, we've hit 7,000 subscribers. 100 likes on one of these streams as well is immense. Like I say, I do stream for every deadline possible. I think maybe there might be like 1 week this year or 2 weeks, one around Christmas, one when I head to Sweden when I won't be streaming. Every other week I will be here doing the deadline streams. I reckon we're going to start them at 8 o'clock every single time now. So get your questions in nice and early, get your team in nice and early, all that good stuff. You know, we absolutely smash content out throughout the week as well. We have a stream with Jake and potentially a stream on Friday nights as now, where we do a deadline preview stream as well. So, you know, it's all good stuff. It's all cooking off on this channel. Cuckoo will get a brace this week. Let's hope so. This is the earliest I've ever triple captained. Yep, it could happen. It could be the one, guys, today. Is Barco getting a price fall? No, his price will be locked. Yeah, I didn't see it in my app, so just make sure you are following me. If not, just type it out in the chat. Fran definitely is. Andy isn't just yet. Knowing Andy, he'll decide 30 seconds before the deadline. Yeah, just keep me posted on that one. I know you're obviously dashing around in between different streams, but it will be interesting to see if those guys do obviously activate that triple captainship. And Barco, yeah, we kind of already spoke on him. Because he's moved, he's already transferred, his price is now locked at 4 million. That's why I'm not recommending people transfer him out if you've already got bench cover, because his price isn't going to move, so you might as well just wait. I hope so. I hope Son can repay us this week. It would be nice if he could. I just posted it now, sorry. No worries, mate. You had me worried for a second. Here we are. Raya, Gvardio, Gabriel Saliba. Diaz. I would be tempted to start Van der Veen over Bailey, in my opinion. Just because you got already like Saliba, Saka. So yeah, I'd start Van der Veen over Bailey. That would be my recommendation for you, mate. Van der Veen over Bailey. Haaland won't even touch the ball. Jacob Greaves is Hull's Maldini. What do you think of the maximum subscriber count could be for an FPL content creator? Most players don't consume content, so what would you say would be the max? Yeah, I reckon maybe like 700. Like, Andy's probably going to be the biggest one and will be the biggest one throughout the history of the game. He will probably hit maybe 750,000 if the game continues to grow, but that's if the game continues to grow. So, yeah, probably 750 is max. I don't think anyone will ever hit a mil. Benching and Cuckoo for Smith Rowe and Wood. Think I might make the right decision. I think it's a pretty decent one. Start Lewis or Cuckoo. I would start Lewis. Can we send your teams to you? Yeah, you can send my teams. The link is the pinned tweet if you want to go to my Twitter. Yeah, so if a player doesn't play, it'll automatically sub in your first sub. Erling 10.9 prediction. Eesh. Eesh is scary as a non-owner, isn't it? It really, really is. Let's have a look if we've got any early team news. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like we have any early team news. I've just accidentally opened an editing software. I didn't mean to do that. Views on Rashford? Not for me. Going mental because we're 1-0 up, but we're... No. I hope not. I do like Crystal Palace. I do have a bit of a soft spot for him. Yeah, I think it is really damage limitations for me today. 2, I would take, if you offer me 2 goals right now for Haaland, I'd take that. I think we can pull that back. Any more starts to get to the point where it's a bit unbearable and probably not worth it. Got to respect Raptor. He has the most clickbait thumbnail of a TC Haaland while not owning Haaland. I didn't notice that one. Let me go and have a look quickly on my laptop. That is brilliant if he has. That is absolutely brilliant. Oh my god, he does. You have to respect the hustle, really, don't you? You have to respect the hustle. I mean, he's not got Haaland. I know he was debating it, wasn't he? But I don't think he's going to go for Haaland. Obviously, I can't hear his stream and listen to what he's saying, but I don't think he will. The last 20 minutes of enjoying using my triple captain chip, then the impending sense of panic and doom until Man City game. Yeah. Dub Raptor. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for FPL Raptor. Again, him and FPL Mate are probably the reasons I'm sat in this chair streaming to you guys right now. So, yeah. If you had Erling, would you captain him? Yeah, I probably would be triple captaining Haaland if I had him this week. I'm closing this site now. TC Haaland. I hope it works out for those that do go for TC Haaland. Apparently there's a leak. Walker starts. Sent my team over now. Cool, we'll do Gav's team. It hasn't filtered through, mate, so just make sure you are definitely following me, because sometimes they don't pull through. But let's have a look. Keep your questions coming in, guys, as well. We all try to answer as many as we can before the conclusion of today's stream. I will stay live a little bit after as well. Yeah, I can't see it, mate, so just make sure you have put it under the right tweet. Nothing, to be honest, I'm seeing here. Yeah, nothing I'm seeing here about any team news, so let me know where you're seeing that, Josh. An Insta-leak. Right, okay, cool. Snog, marry, avoid, Andy Raptor Focal. Ooh. You know what? I'd probably marry Oscar just because he's done a lot for my channel. He's included me in a lot of videos. He's raided my stream a couple times as well. So we'd marry him. I probably would snog Raptor. Good looking man. And then we probably would avoid Andy. Any idea if Aina should start? I don't think he will, but there was no kind of update around his fitness, so probably not. What's the predicted points for Szoboszlai? We can go and quickly take a look at that for you. Szoboszlai is 4.3 today, predicted points. There you go. Start Kulusevski or Wood. I mean, you bought Kulusevski in for this reason, so probably would back him. Xerxes starts, people are saying. Do you ever go live during the games? We got lucky with the live Crowley updates the other night. Yeah, I did celebrate a couple of those. I have done a few watch-alongs, but most of the time I will spend it with my flatmate. If you haven't watched any of the second channel content, go and check that out. But Sean is my flatmate. I've got a lot of time for him. I really, really do. And we have a free TV set up in our living room now, so most of the time we will be doing that. Just kind of sat in there. But yeah, let's go and quickly take a look at any team news. I've tried it again. Cool. If it doesn't work out, just send it me or in the chat, and we'll try and work it out. Rico Lewis starting or not? We've not had any confirmation on that as team news. So let's have a quick check. Nothing else. Here's the team, I think. There we go. It's pulled through now. Game week 2 free hit team. Sells, Gavardio, Liveramento, Robertson, Doku, Madison, Salah and Cuckoo. Right, okay. There's a few problems with this team for me. I think rather than spending a bigger amount of money on Madison, I would want a Foden or a KDB in here. I don't think I'd have Cuckoo on this. Liveramento, the clean sheet odds aren't that good. I would probably maybe have a little bit of Arsenal coverage. But again, how are you going to afford that? So probably, you know what? I would prefer to have Robinson there. I would prefer to have Muniz there. I'd prefer to have Foden there and anyway and drop maybe one of these down to a 4.5 or drop that down to a 5.5 ESR and upgrade Foden or KDB and try and get one of those boys into my team, to be honest. That would be my advice on that one. Still no updates on team news. Let me know if you've seen anything. Walker confirmed apparently. Lewis confirmed. Garnacho starts. Where are you seeing all this? Because I'm seeing absolutely diddly squat on mine. Yeah, let me know where you guys are seeing this one. Because I'm not seeing this at all on my timeline. It's not in the leaked FPL team news one either. I'm not seeing it. But let's wait and see. Fran has gone for it. He's gone for the triple captain Erling Haaland this week. Big. Big. Very, very big. He has gone for it. Right, there's only 5 minutes. I'm not going to do any more team reviews because we are going to concentrate on potentially getting any kind of late news in. Harry may use his money to upgrade Nkunku to Eze, and that's what's bugging him last 5 minutes before the deadline. Makes sense. Eze looked great. On Twitter, and FPL Fran seeing the Walker news on Insta. Fair enough. Fair enough. Who should I start in the back three? I have Trent Alexander-Arnold, Porro, Hall, Gabriel. Trent, Porro, Gabriel. Done. Hall's and Newcastle's clean sheet percentages this week are very, very minimal, so not really worth going for. Yeah, we're approaching the deadline, guys. Make sure you're getting your questions in, liking today's stream, and if you are new around here, making sure you are hitting that subscribe button. We have just hit over 7,000 subscribers, which is immense. Thank you very much for your continued support on the channel. I love every single one of you. But yeah, let's keep having a look, see if we've got any other team leaks coming in. Doesn't look like it on the kind of one we're following, which is a little bit annoying. Nothing as of yet. Nothing as of yet. Tom doesn't think Hall will haul. Do you have an favourite FPL podcast? Love the Generals 59-minute one. Never listened to that one. I like Green Arrows. It's one I've listened to for years. Like before I started making content all the way back in like 2020, 2021. So yeah. Harry Rowland, nice. Good luck to you as well, Duncan, man. Thank you for popping in today's stream and kind of keeping across all the other big content creators. Massively appreciate that from you, mate. Really, really did. I really, really do. Sorry. Sent my locked in team. Happy with this team. TC locked. Let's have a quick look at that then, mate. It's not popped through. If it. Oh no. Oh, it has. There you go. I'm locked in. Love it. Big up, mate. I hope it works out for you. I hope anyone that has obviously gone for the TC Haaland gambled this week, I hope it does pay off for you. All the best of luck with this week as well. I have no Man United or Brighton, so we're waiting for 3 PM team news, I guess. Yeah, probably same for me as well. Yeah, no United players, but I will just be enjoying that game, especially if they lose. Still no early team news on this thread, so it doesn't look like we're going to get anything concrete on maybe Garnacho or anything like that. Tempted to start doing cricket draft content as no one else is doing it. Go for it. If you found a little bit of gap and maybe a niche in the market, 100% go for it. Like, yeah, you know, you never know. There might be, you know, someone's crying out for it and they need it. It might not do well at the start and views might not be there, but just keep going for it. Yeah, apparently it was on Instagram, Duncan. Apparently FPL France said it was on Instagram somewhere. So, yeah. Erling Haaland, Tom hides behind the sofa later. We need a big enough sofa to hide behind it. But yeah, wish me good luck, guys, for the 3 PMs. No United abuse. Tom Garnacho scores today. VV United. Nah, get out of here. Get out of here. You can't be having VV United. Unreliable source, but Mount and Ahmed dropped. Garnacho and Xerxes start. No worries, Jessica. If you want to hit me up as well for some advice on anything content creation wise, happy to help you out. Lewis starts as well, apparently. I don't know where you guys are seeing these team leaks. They're not coming through for me. I ain't seeing those. Sofa for all the non-Haaland owners. Yep. Nothing in terms of team leaks I'm seeing here, which is a little bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Both of them, according to Fran, he said on Insta. Right, okay. Fair enough. Valid. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Like I said, it's probably not going to get answered to me by the time it is going to strike 11 o'clock. We will stay live for an extra 15 minutes just to see the United team news and stuff like that. But any final questions you guys have as well, do get them in and we will try to answer as many as we possibly can. But it probably is going to strike 11. But today's stream has been absolutely immense from you guys. Massive shout out to you guys, helping the channel hit 7,000 subscribers. Big shout out to you guys as well. The time has just struck 11. I'm just going to quickly update. There we go. Boom. That is it done. So obviously make sure you've got, well, I mean, you don't really have any time to change anything. We've done a 3-hour stream. It's been pretty immense. We just crossed over 3 hours. We will stay live for a little bit to obviously see the United team news and just talk general football and FPL and plans for future game weeks. I'll probably whack up my fantasy EFL team as well, so we can kind of run through that. But yeah, any questions you guys have, let me know in the comment section below. But we will stay live until we get the obviously United team news. I'm going to have to go and find the biggest sofa possible today to hide behind for this Haaland haul. I'm expecting 200% EO. For this week, probably even more. Let me know what you guys think. 200 more? Probably what it's going to be. Probably what it's going to be close to. Yeah, over 100 likes in the stream as well today, guys, which is immense. Like, genuinely, the support you've showed today is great. Officially gone through with the TC that took some bullish... What's that? Some balls. Oh, let's hope it pays off. I hope so, mate. I hope so. Oh, Sam C on Twitter says, I understand Garnacho does not start for United today. Do you want to send me that? Quickly send me that over. Oh, yeah. Understand Garnacho does not start for today. So the people that went for him. Ish. Just after the deadline as well was a bit of a ring stinger. Andy didn't go through with it. Just a regular captain for him. Didn't go through with it in the end. But yeah, the deadline has closed. But yeah, that's apparently the news. We do only have to wait 15 more minutes, though, before, obviously, we get that team news in. He scores 2 today. Tom cries. He scores 3. Tom rages. Salah out, lol. Yeah, he does work for United Stand, so he's probably got pretty good sources about Garnacho. But he didn't start the last game. Still managed to get, you know, some attacking returns as well, so you never know. You never know what could happen with that one. Yeah, like I said, we'll stay live for a little bit. We'll obviously get all the team news in and stuff like that, all the good stuff. Oh, Fran had a little bit of misinformation. Probably, is he going to play like Xerxes? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're going to change formation up or something. I don't know. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Anthony season. Thanks for the stream, Tom. See you next time. Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you for coming along. I appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Thank you for everyone that's come along today. Like I said, we'll stay live until we get obviously the United team fixtures in. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see what happens. Xerxes starts then, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon he'll probably start then, won't he? Xerxes will probably start. Surely not Anthony starting. I mean, it's the way to go, isn't it? It is the way to go. Lee Hart has just put FPL Focal hands in the air. I just went and saw he raided someone. So, good for him. Guy only has about 800 subscribers. I remember when Focal did that for me, and it's unbelievable. So fair play to Focal for doing that. As a United fan, frustrating that Viva might not be in the starting as our best player when he came on. Should have scored. Yep, maybe he's just not fit enough then. Xerxes up front? No, maybe. I really don't know how United are going to line up here. Duncan has said it might be the same formation that they line up with as in the final. George is slamming the Discord in the chat as well. I do obviously float around in there, chat to you guys, which is pretty decent. Rashford and Xerxes up front, Bruno in behind. Maybe. Maybe. No other early team news yet, but we will find out in 10 minutes, and all will be right with the world. All will be right with the world. I hope. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. Bosh. Promo on the Discord. Yeah, you love to see it. You do love to see it. Before we finish up and while we're waiting for this team news, let's quickly... Is it going to work? Yes, it's worked. I just need to adjust that one. Down a little bit. There we go. This is the Fantasy EFL team for this week. We might as well talk about this because you can still make changes on that one if people are obviously looking to get on board. We do have a league going for this as well. Go and check out my most recent video on the channel. And if you want to start playing, it's a really interesting game and pretty decent. And we're doing quite well at it. So it's good. It is good. We do have the Crowley points as well. Very happy with those. We've got Ben Wiles, Molyneux, Latte Lat, Clark, Halliday all to play. Mason won't play. And what we've done here is a bit of jiggery pokery to get Crowley as the captain. So an extra 18 points. We put Mansfield's third choice goalkeeper in. He won't play, won't feature, won't even be on the bench. So yeah, that's a little bit of jiggery pokery from us. Gets us an extra 18 points. We've also gone for Huddersfield and Doncaster as the teams. Obviously, if you're looking to start playing this game or you're already playing it as well, we do make a weekly video on this as well as all the FPL content that does go on the channel. So great stuff. Great stuff. Good luck for the game week. Yep. United predicted lineup: Onana, Delic, Mainu, Mount, Bruno, Rashford, Xerxes. Interesting. Did Gilchrist start for Sheffield Loan Watch? I don't know if he did. I don't know if he did. If Mount starts, I'm not watching it. What's the sorcery? I just went to make a coffee. How has Crowley become captain? Basically, we're playing the third choice Mansfield goalkeeper who won't even be in our squad. That then automatically makes Crowley captain because as soon as your captain doesn't play, it becomes the vice. So that's the jiggery pokery we've gone for there. So yeah. Gives us an extra 18 points. It's a little bit shithousery, but you know, sometimes the rules are there to be broken, so we're going for it. Yeah, people saying the diamond formation for United is the way that they were going to be going. So, yeah, let's have a quick check on Twitter. Can you guys still see this? Yeah, you can still see that. Nothing on here. Let's just have a quick check of here. Maybe it's on here. Harry rolled, captain in Haaland, didn't go for it. Really wanted Eze for Nkuku, so ready for him to punish me. Yeah. Again, we are still waiting for that United lineup to obviously come out. Oh, looks like I'm making a sub at goalkeeper. Yep, that is the way to do it, mate. Because goalkeeper is the lowest scoring position in the game, but again, gives you some extra points. So, you know, more handy tips from me there. Mount awful, Diallo, Rashford can't be in there. Tom wants Brighton to win. Makes me not want to speak to Tom either. I mean, I think Brighton could roll them here. I really, really do. They look really good against Everton. This new manager as well has won a league title. He's not like a nobody. He's won a league title in a very, very competitive second German division. So, yeah, I think it could be a tasty game today. I'm looking forward to it. I like that there's other 12:30s on as well in the Championship as well. It makes it a little bit more interesting. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Haaland red card in 5 minutes, 100%. 100%. It's not an hour and a half. I think it's an hour and 15. An hour and a half would mean we'd get it before the FPL deadline. So it's an hour and 15 now they release it. So yeah, we've only got to wait a couple more minutes before we do get that as well. But yeah, normally Tom gives me a different type of tip. Lovely. Thanks for that one, George, mate. Keep it up, mate. Keep it up. High quality. Jessica also thinks that, they're going to win today, so hopefully so. Hopefully so. I'm all for it. I'm all for a Brighton win. I'm all for a Haaland blank. I'm fully expecting some slander in the Discord today. It has been posted in the chat before, but obviously if you want to come chat to me, either follow me on Twitter, I'll probably reply to you, or obviously, of course, on Discord as well, we will be chatting. But I'm fully expecting, I'm fully waiting for that message later today when Haaland goes and bags a couple. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. I am waiting for it. 3-1 United, says Josh. I mean, I'm not as confident on that one, mate. I'm not as confident. Let's have a look, see what else is kicking off. Yep, another tweet kind of saying that Garnacho doesn't start again. So yeah, that looks to be the key theme for today. That Garnacho isn't starting. George posted in the Discord, so obviously if Haaland does start scoring, go and give me some slander in there. Oof, hiccup really bad. But yeah, go and give me some slander in there if he does start scoring. Only got to wait around 5 minutes till we get that team news. Like I said, we'll see the team news, and then of course, yeah, we'll dip. It's the Soggy Biscuit Boys making all the noise everywhere we go. Again, though, guys, you guys have been absolutely immense today. The channel moderators, the members, all of you are just great. Honestly, genuinely, you've been amazing. Hitting 7,000 subscribers again is just great. Can we post memes on the Discord? You could make a separate thread for that. I mean, just whack it all in the one chat. I'm all for it. Make as many memes as you want. If he blanks, I look like... to be fair, I've locked early. I hope it works out. I hope it works out for you, mate. Like, I genuinely do. If people have used the triple captainship this week, it's either going to go one or two ways. Amazing, or he's going to shit the bed. Hopefully it's the better way, but we'll wait and see. Scores for Garnacho, yeah. We've only got to wait a couple more minutes for that one. We'll see the team, then we'll dip out. And then, yeah, I am going to probably head to Morrison's, get some good scram, and then start chilling out and getting ready for the game, to be honest. After streaming for about 3 hours, do need a little bit of a break, but we'll be back again next week as well with the 8 AM deadline. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be juicy, to be honest. But yeah, get those memes in the chat as well. See if we've got any other early team news as well. Doesn't look like it. Nothing else as of yet. Nothing else as of yet. Hey, I would have a big grin on my face. I've received a lot of stick from obviously not having Haaland. Like, it's quieted down this week, but in that first stream, there was a lot of people like at me, to be honest, saying like, "Oh, why have you not got Haaland? You know, you idiot." Stuff like this. I had a lot of people on like my draft videos as well, leaving pretty like comments like, "You idiot, not going for Erling Haaland." So it would be nice to give them like, 2 fingers after today when it does pay off. So let's wait and see, I guess. Let's wait and see. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Like I said, massively appreciate everyone that's been in today's stream. We will wait for the United team news and then we'll dip out. So, yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. Obviously, there will be a transfer targets video tonight, wildcard video tomorrow, FPL experts video Monday evening, sorry. Then we'll have the... What will we have then? Then a AI team, then my team selection, EFL team selection, 2 streams, and then obviously the deadline stream. So there's loads more content coming your guys' way. Yeah, it could honestly, genuinely could be one of those weeks where it's huge. It could be really, really huge if Haaland pops off for the people that are triple captain as well. This is probably the lowest ownership you're going to see unless he's injured this season. So yeah, ridiculous. Let's have a look what's kicking about. Riley sent me her team over, but like, I mean, the deadline's passed, but it's still a very, very decent team. Very strong for this week. Nothing else as of yet. Still waiting. Probably got about a minute. And then, yeah, we'll get it in. If you guys aren't already, make sure you are following me over on Twitter. We've hit over 1.6k on there as well now. We do post fairly regularly as well. Some memes, some obviously good threads as well for kind of fantasy EFL. We hit 1 million channel views the other day as well, which is immense. And it is Son's time to go and absolutely cook. But yeah, we should obviously have the United team news in a second. Manchester United. We're just going to sit on their Twitter page. Yeah, we're just going to sit on their Twitter page and wait for it to refresh. Tom, I'm hungry. I'm also hungry, mate. I'm ready. My belly is rumbling. My belly is rumbling. Hey, I've got something ready. I've got something ready if he blanks. Don't worry about that one. We're ready. We're ready. Ordered a KFC. Oh, I've not had a KFC in years, you know. Not had a KFC in years. Popcorn chicken's still one of the, like, oh, so good. Am I allowed food in the basement? Yeah, I'll bring you something down, mate. I'll chuck you something down. Right, it has just gone 15 minutes past. Let's wait and see. Let's refresh this. See if they posted the team. Here we go. Unnamed. Unchanged. Ahmed is playing. Obviously, those rumours about whatever. Delict not playing. Mazwari playing. Maguire, Martinez, Mount. Bruno, Rashford, Ahmed, Casemiro, Dello, Mainu. Xerxes on the bench. Anthony on the bench. Garnacho on the bench. Interesting one. What about the Brighton lineup? Let's have a quick look at that one. Brighton. Here's their lineup. Steele, Dunk, Milner, João Pedro for those that went with him. Gilmore, Minter is playing again. Welbeck, Mitoma, Van Heck, Veltman and Hinzelwood. I think that's unchanged for them as well. So yeah, there's the 2 lineups. There are the 2 lineups for today's team. Obviously, we are going to call it there, guys. Like I said, today's stream, you've been absolutely immense. A lot of, time for you guys at the moment. You've absolutely killing it. Like I said, there will be more content coming out on the channel over the next few days. So make sure you are subscribed. Hit that bell notification as well so you will be notified next time I do go live as well. But thank you very much for everyone that's been in today's stream. Good luck if you went with Haaland captain or triple captain. I'm obviously against you this week with the Salah ones. If you're a non-Haaland owner like myself, best of luck. Find a nice big sofa, and I will see you very, very soon.